Yes, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yes, my brothers and sisters, let me just get into the little shape. Let me get into it. Dadwini Alwani Salam, mate. Let me just roll up on 1 second. Yeah. How is everyone? Iwarama. Big man said yes. Okay, like that. Salam. Big Faz in the build. I've been away for a little bit. How you doing, my brothers and sisters? Let me put the link out in the chat for y'all guys. And how is everyone? Talk to me. I've been planning to do this topic, but obviously being being around, man. What's popping? Yes, Tilt, my brother. What's going on? You get me? What's my take on it? That big man, we're gonna be talking. Let me put out the link for everyone. Big salam, yes. How do I join? I'm gonna send out the link right now. Yeah. Let me put out the link for everyone that wants to have a say. Got a couple of videos I wanted to see. Yes, big man Liban. Assalamu alaikum. Dadwini, my brother Cas. Big A in the building. My brother. The link is right there. Everyone, let me pin it up for you guys. Anyone that wants to make this into a conversation, Gillen Hodder. Don't know what's going on with the lighting. You ain't been around for a hot minute and everything's just moved around. I just hate, the yin and the yang of the feng shui. How can I say? Yeah, leave it up. We're in the building. Come on, 90s baby. We're in the building. We're in the block. Yes. We're in the building. We're in the place. And yeah, like I said, let me play a couple of videos that I've got to explain more depth and against one guy v the other guy. And I thought it was all harmonious 1 second. I thought, it was all good. I thought it was one team to get where I'm coming from, but apparently the teams all split up. And it's kind of crazy. I'm linking up the link. And again, I do apologize. I've got stuffy nose, but I die. That one's my brothers and sisters. For some strange reason, I do apologize. That ones. And yeah, I got one to explain more depth of what's going on. Yeah, to explain more depth. Let me see the videos that I've got for you guys. Everyone, the link is pinned up. The link is in the chat. So anyone that wants to jump in and make this into a conversation, you know how we do. We'll just put it up for you guys. Let me see what we got.
Leading voices in Somalia are calling for international intervention after President Mohamed Farmajo suspended the powers of the country's prime minister. Farmajo released the directive online late Thursday. The statement says, "The prime minister had not consulted with the president. He proceeded to issue a number of decisions that were inconsistent with the laws and the constitution of the country." It emphasizes ending his ability to dismiss and appoint government officials. Roble has named a replacement for the head of the National Intelligence and Security Agency, who has been consolidating his power there. The prime minister also dismissed the security minister and replaced him. Farmajo's directive further declares all election rules and arrangements to be set. All relevant electoral bodies are therefore encouraged to expedite in accordance with the published election calendar. Many online are encouraging Roble to ignore the president's order. A former Information Ministry official, Abdurisak Aden, has called for the international community to help solve the impasse. The international community, friendly nations like Turkey, with the support of the UN, need to stop Farmajo, Roble, selfish, unpatriotic power struggle before it escalates to full-scale war in Somalia. His ideas were backed up by former Somali finance minister Mohamed Farkiti. The showdown between Farmajo and Mohamed Roble has reached to a new climax and entered into a dangerous phase. International community must intervene before political crisis turns into violence. Status quo, no more. The president of Southwest State, Abdiaziz Laptagarin, earlier in the day met with international partners to reassure them that the political situation is stable and the elections are proceeding in an acceptable manner. ADN TV will keep you up to date on Somalia's political crisis.
Yeah. Yes, my brothers and sisters. I hope you got a bit of that video there. You know what I mean? Let me know what your thoughts on that was. And that was a little bit of the incident that's been kicking up between the Farmajo and what's his name? Roble. So I think it's like a power struggle, but I think mainly to do. I think do you remember that stream that we did the other day about Iran, Tahlil? I think this whole really kicked off with that sister and the recent case. That's my personal two thoughts in it. Because I remember when Roble took over, I think it was a couple of months ago. I was kind of giving the guy the praises. I was like, this guy's the guy. He's all right. You know what I'm on. I think he was doing well. And yeah. So yeah, this is part 2. So let me know what you guys think of part 2. This is the other bit that I wanted you guys to watch as well. So yeah, let's get into it.
Hours after President Mohamed Farmajo issued an order suspending his authority, Prime Minister Mohamed Roble fired back with a scorching response.
warqadda ka soo baxday madaxweynaha ee ciwaankeedu ahaa hakinta awoodaha.
The spokesman from the PM's office read out his statement.
Si cad u hareermarsan dastuurka ku-meelgaarka ah ee qaranka.
He said the president's directive is in clear violation of the provisional constitution.
looga xusin in madaxweynuhu uu faragelin karo awoodaha dastuuriga ah ee ra'iisul wasaaraha iyo xukuumaddiisa.
Roble cited Articles 99 and 100, the latter of which gives the prime minister the power to dismiss and appoint. He argues that Article 103 is in play as the general election has started. This clause gives the prime minister executive authority from the onset of the polls to the swearing in of a new PM. He accuses Farmajo of ignoring the end of his 4-year mandate, February 8th of this year, quote, in an attempt to interfere with the constitutional powers of the government, create chaos and instability, unquote. The prime minister more specifically accuses the president of using security forces illegally to keep himself in office. Unfortunately, the president, using some of the security agencies and his office, within days began to act to thwart the election, violate the agreement reached, undermine the power of the prime minister, and create widespread conflict, which finally the president made a bloody attempt to extend his term, which he has yet to relinquish. Roble then turns the rest of his statement into a platform for guiding the country through the election period. He calls on institutions to fulfill their duties, including the election bodies and security forces. The Prime Minister addresses the Somali people directly, saying, "The Prime Minister calls on the Somali people to remain calm, maintain security, and support the government in completing the elections, which are the only way to avoid a runoff." and he both thanks and reassures the international community as he expresses confidence that elections will bring Somalia out of the current crisis. The power struggle in Somalia has now come to an inevitable showdown. Will Farmajo try and use security forces to strong arm the prime minister? Or will he yield to the constitution and international pressure for peace? ADN TV's coverage of Somalia's political crisis continues.
So yeah, guys, hope you guys can hear me. Big up my brother Rodriguez in the building. So I hope that kind of gives us a bit of what's it called? What can I say? A bit of more clarity of what's going on, the power struggle. What's more baller saying? Yes, my brother Rodriguez in the building. Assalamu alaikum.
Ya alaikum salam, Khalid. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, we were talking about the president v prime minister Farmajo v Roble. What is this saga? What is this? What is it, Rodriguez? From your point of view, what do you think was going on?
Blood. Wallahi, aniga the way I see Roble wuu ku qaldan yahay wallahi. Shaqadii loo dirsaday dhan waxay just the election. He shouldn't even be bothered with anything to do with anything else other than the election. He should have stuck to that. He should have just carried on with the election process and not get involved with this opposition and being dragged into this game. This is ridiculous. He came in as a Maharkinonin or the Dahada. I don't know. He clearly just showed like he's got an issue with the president with Farmajo. Yeah, basically.
No, but then again, don't we forget when Roble came in, he was like mainly the number donkey. He was keeping sort of things together, the glue of the place.
This is why I supported him. Yeah, this is why I rated him. Like, at the beginning, he's the one that stopped him, and Korea has to he put the people together. He was saying, "Yeah, I'll be the guy in the middle. I'll sort out this election. It's gonna be basically I'm not taking no sides, getting both sides to the table." And slowly, you can see this guy with certain decisions he was making, like he's just being dragged in. Like he's just being dragged in. That's why, like, people might have issues with Farmajo or whatever, but for this instant here, you can't clearly blame anyone else. You just can't. You can clearly blame no one else. It's just on him. Like he's just had one thing to do. It's just the election. If he resolved the election issues, get that going on. And because one thing Farmajo never did was Farmajo never got involved in the election. I'm saying he just let it be. But Roble got involved in the government sides of it, which was
but then that's his job, isn't it? To keep the Nabad to make sure the elections are running right, it's smoothly.
That's the priority.
Because at the end of the day, because what you gotta remember, President Farmajo, he is like, I wouldn't say acting president. I don't really think he's got power to call shots. And let's get back to it with the boy.
Yeah, but why concentrate on Farmajo? Like, at the end of the day, Farmajo is just sitting there. Why concentrate on targeting people that are lying to him? Like, there's no need for that. You've got one specific thing to do, which is just election. Work with the government, and that's it. That's all you have to do is work with them, not go work with the opposition, not to have meetings with the opposition. This is the thing that people don't see. That when you see these people prime minister sitting down and having meetings with opposition, taking advice from them, which doesn't make sense. Like that can do it, but they're trying to become government. Okay, let them go do their thing over there. You get me? But you and the Dolet, your federal. شقدينا وحواي إنا قوتي شقدنا all وير قوة وأنا قوتي هذا بتاع فرماجو إنك تقول ستين just make the election happen, just let the election go, let everything else put it aside. Everything else you can come back to.
Brother Rodriguez, I totally respect you. Maxi Rodriguez, I totally respect you, my brother. Yeah, I was gonna say bring your salam to the brother Wembley, but first time panelist today. I wanted to add this bit, Rodriguez. I noticed this sort of tension building up, and I solely think it's to do with Inanti Ikrantalil. What do you think about that?
I think it's just been politicized, like, to be honest.
It got
I don't-
politicized, yes. I hate to say that. Inatal's murder got politicized, but if we really speak about it, is there where the tensions flew up, and especially with Fad Yassin. We're going to get into Fad Yassin and the whole Djibouti getting arrested, flying out, coming to Turkey. And why is Farmajo, if you're acting, why do you care who's getting fired and who's getting ineligible? What is it to do with you, to Farmajo?
I see it as a scapegoat, like, to be honest. Like, 'cause at the end of the day, no one here is going anywhere. Okay, let's say there's a.
Sorry, Max. Let me invite the brother Wembley or sister Wembley. Salam alaikum. We don't know if you're brother or sister.
Well, wa alaikum salam, brother. How are you saying?
Oh, it's a brother. Salam alaikum. Yes, Wembley. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing good. I'm good.
Yeah.
In regards
What's your thoughts
to
on this?
just, I'll make a quick point that Roble and Farmajo, I believe they're both in the wrong. Even though Mr. Roble has made a mockery of the Constitution, Farmajo's no better than Roble. So both of them have just been going bickering, creating an issue out of a non-existent issue in the first place. The issue about Ikran Tahlil Allah Nahari, so she's dead, should have been dealt with by the government in the first place, yes. But to say to create a constitutional issue out of agents is incorrect, in my opinion. And that they're both in the wrong. And I believe it's a ploy to extend the extension, and that they're both in cahoots. So
I totally agree with that, you know. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Brother K, you're on mute.
K, you're
Brother,
on mute.
yeah. My bad.
Yeah,
Brother Ahmed T, brother Ahmed, brother Ahmed. T, do you want to go? Do you want
واكو سلام صاحب واكو سلام مين مغشى
One call, yes, we hear you perfectly. T, do you want to go for it?
Yeah, can you guys hear me clearly?
Clearly, my bro.
Yes, sir, clearly.
Big up, brother KS.
Okay,
in the building
okay,
as well.
okay.
Alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum salam, KS.
Okay,
Alright.
T, go first. Then Ahmed. Do you want to go first? Who wants to go first out of both Ahmeds?
Let's make it easier. First of all, question, like, who is in the wrong, Farmajo or Roble? And then carry on with your point.
Okay,
All right.
Wembley. Wembley wants to go first?
They're both in the wrong, in my opinion. They're just playing a long game.
Okay, that's Wembley. He's sitting on the fence.
Okay, I can hear you guys now. I wanna and I can't lie about it. Okay, the disagreement between the prime minister and the president, it's not really the prime minister or the president, but it's foreign countries who are in cahoots. Those foreign countries are Djibouti, the United Kingdom, and Kenya, who orchestrated a fake coup. I feel like Gabadan Lafdubte is a plot in coup del Kalgusame. Roble, he went against his mandate. His mandate was to Doro Shaqabta, but he tried to Gabarbal Afdub to the high Kebadina Wuhud High, Taliyash Hodan, Hilka Qadaya. Wazir Kamaliyad, the minister, Wakadaya Hilka, can Benki get Hilka Qadaya. That's not his job. Taliyash, Hal Talima Magabi, because he's the prime minister. Prime minister Wazir Kuwait. In the Constitution, it doesn't say that they're not allowed to inay magacaabaan taliye ciidan iyo taliye military iyo mid booliisi. No, shaqadooda waa inay golaha wasiirada madax u noqdaan. Marka arrinkan waxay ahayd coup soo diyaariyeen Kenya, the United Kingdom, because Roble, him and the president were working with each other. They were trying to do elections. The first trip he went to Djibouti. His second trip, he went to Kenya. His third trip, he went to Egypt, who's against Ethiopia, who are trying to pin the Somali government against Ethiopia because of the Nile dispute. But at the same time, Egypt wants to have a peaceful relationship with Israel. I don't get it. We're not going to be that's not our job. After he went there, he went to the United Kingdom as well. Uhuru Kenyatta meesha ku kulmeen the United Kingdom xideen wax barasho oo been ah. Then after when he came back, that's when khilaafku bilowday. Marka arrinkan I think is wax banaanka laga soo abaabulay. Gabadhan mu'aamarad bay ahayd banaanka laga soo abaabulay. Her mother was speaking in political language.
100%. Yes.
She
was saying this. Look, madaxweynaha waqtigiisa dhamaaday. Yani who says that? The opposition politicians say that.
Yeah.
If she's a mother who wants her daughter in law area amma kanaxiso, she would go to anybody who wants to help her. She wouldn't say she wouldn't pick the prime minister's side against the president.
Yeah,
or
pick and choose.
She's a mother who wants her daughter. But this thing, it looks like it's a whole big cahoots that her daughter is not missing. First of all. Second of all, I heard some news that the mother had just left from Magaisi Hamar and she went to Nairobi. She used to live in Turkey as well. So the Turkish intelligence, they work with the Somali intelligence. The Somali intelligence, they have so much news, but they won't bring it out to the public. I don't get it. They got so much news. Video recording, voice recording, but they won't release it to the public.
Yeah,
That's
still
the only thing
everything.
that
This
I'm
is
mad
still
at. I'm mad at
unfolding.
that.
It's still
I am mad
unfolding.
at that they're not reporting this to the public. waxyaalo badan bay gacanta ku hayaan. Marka arrinkan waxay ahayd arrin orchestrated ah. Egypt uu aadaya. Egypt maxaa laga soo dheexay maxaa laga helayaa CC's aabaha kuuga. When he came back, he said gabadha magaciisii gabadha waa in 48 saac lagu keenaa nabadsuguda xilka ka qaaday. Then you know what he did right after? Taliyaasha ciidamada oo dhan buu iskugu yeeray. All of them. taliya odawaa ninka la yirahdo farxaan qaroole xijaar, all of them kulaha aniga iga amar qaata from now on. They said you're the prime minister, doorashada waa kaa caawinayna iyo amniga, laakiin kaale madaxweynaha no gay. Hadduu madaxweynaha dhaho adiga ka amar qaadanayna, hadda kabacdi adaa ka amar qaadanayna, laakiin you're the prime minister, taliyaha guud ma tihid. Marka arrinkan waxay ahayd arrin orchestrated in my opinion. All those facts are stating it. The mother was speaking in political language. She was picking sides. madaxweynaha waqtigiisa dhamaaday waa afkii xasan sheekh bay ku hadlaysay iyo kuwa mucaaradka ah.
معارضك ولغة معارضك واي.
She shouldn't be speaking in political language. She should just be saying, where's my daughter? I need help for my daughter. If the president wants to help the prime minister, anybody, then look, again, أنا كمان وأنا مساعدهم بلاقي هسيا. Roble, he appointed a committee. Farmajo appointed
give them time as well.
Listen, he appointed a committee, right? Farmajo appointed the same committee, except for he expanded it. The committee, but taliya kuwa ciidanka iyo kulli CID wixii baari lahaa oo dhan buu keenay. Roble had made that committee, then Farmajo did the same thing, but the mother was like, no, kan Roble ku kalsoonahay. But what is the difference? It's the same committee. Shuta bay u dhiibeen. CID is CID. I don't get the difference. So this is political. It has nothing to do with gabar baa la afduubtay iyo gabar la afduubtay taliyaasha dhan ciidamada xilka ka qaadaya. Aniga hadda kabacdi iga amar qaata waxaan kuubay ahayd, and it's not going to work in Somalia.
Sodonjir oo 30 milyan haysta aan ka dhigay wasiirka amniga oo
Sodonjir 30 million haysto. Listen, Sodonjir 30 million haysto. His father had no money. He was a poor guy. He made that much money off of taking for selling the Turkish معاونة Turkiga 2011 markii Soomaaliya ka dhacday abaartii darnayd. He was selling the معاونة intaas buu lacag ka helay, hotel ku dhistay, nin noocaas oo kalena wasiir buu ku dhigtay. So ciidamada, they're not supporting him because they see him around. Xasan Sheekh oo dhahay haddaad $100 qaadanaynin guriga hooyada aad. Hadda lacag badan bay qaadanayaan jananka iyo gaashaanlaha iyo waxay qaataan $600 bay qaadanayaan, $300 oo gunana way qaadanayaan. ciidamadan mushaarkooda waa helayaan. Midda kale, he sent a letter to Bayle telling him maaliyadda xisaab xirkeeda waa in aniga lagu soo wareejiyaa. See, inuu maaliyaddana la wareegu rabi, TV-gana waa la wareegay, ciidamadana inuu la wareegu rabi. Waxaan coup ahayd a failed coup. Gabadhaana in loo pingareeyaa la rabi Farmaajo and Faad Yaasiin kabacdina dil toogasho lagu xukumo ama wax noocaas oo kale u eg. This was orchestrated. Ku socda.
Ahmed waa ka degay T, and salaam alaikum. We got a new Ahmed in the building as well. Walaalkeen Ahmed ka cusub.
Wa alaikum assalam, my brother.
Welcome to my brother. Okay, T, do you want to go next? And then we let KS go in after.
Yeah, no problem. Horta waxaan salaamaya ninka la yiraahdo KS. We had a good back and forth the other day.
And I think it's about to kick off again. I love it. You took on the whole panel that day.
It's not going to kick off, man. It's not going to kick off. I think we can come to an understanding. But I'd like to say both sides, Farmajo supporters and the Mu'arad supporters, are both delusional. And they're liars, quite frankly. You've got Farmajo supporters making the prime minister out to be the big bad wolf Magarata, just because he's going against Farmajo. Now, I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but then you've got the Mu'arad who make Farmajo out there to be a puppet, who has no power, who can't pull any strings, but at the same time, he's a dictator, he's behind the death of a girl, he's done this, he's done that, and so on and so forth. It's very strange. So both sides, if you listen to them, they'll confuse you. And if you listen to either one of them, some of them are quite believable. But back to the point about Roble and Farmajo, to be honest with you, quite a lot of this isn't actually their fault. This is the fault of Somalis not addressing the issue of that they don't have a proper constitution. دستورك كمل قاروية. And so they should have fixed this nonsense. When you have a government, when you build government institutions, when you have law and order, you don't leave anything to chance. You don't leave loopholes. You don't leave places where vacuums can happen. You don't leave situations where arguments which can destroy the country can happen. And Ikram Tahlil aside, there should never ever have been a constitutional argument which requires them to send letters back and forth, like a romantic relationship between a soldier on the battlefield and his wife at home, back and forth, as if they can't even speak to each other. And the funniest part is, it doesn't matter which one of them is right. What matters is that none of us, the rest of us, the genuine ones of us, the mature ones, the ones who care about the country, the ones who care about poor people and sick people and people who don't have anything, we can't resolve it because as far as they're concerned and we're concerned, they're both right. Each person is referencing points and statements from the constitution. So what do? You take it to the court? Well, they haven't built the court because it was Farmajo's job to build it and Hassan Sheikh's job. After the transitional government of Sharif, it was Hassan Sheikh and Farmajo's job, and neither of them built it. Partly because it isn't in their interest to build it, and they like to get rid of prime ministers, and they kind of use that as an advantage. And partly because the federal member states have to agree to it, and so in a sense they don't want to build it because every time and less motions will happen and less prime ministers might be fired. But then there's another issue. Why do we have, I know this is because of 4.5, but why do we have a situation whereby the prime minister and the president's powers kind of intertwine and are kind of aligned, and they kind of have the same power? That should never have been the case. We should either just have a prime minister or just a president, or we should have a situation whereby we just have a situation like Ethiopia, where the prime minister really runs shit and the president's just there. But I know Somalis won't like this because of 1991, we had tribal issues, and after that, every major tribe wants to be in charge. And so Darod and Hawiye usually fight over president, prime minister, and then you've got Digger and Mirifla, who usually want to be the head of the parliament. They aren't too bothered because the majority of them believe in independence up in the north. And so that's what I believe is the heart of the problem. Back to the point about Ikram Tahlil, I said it, and I don't want to say it to KS, but I'm going to say it anyway. I told you so. And so it's all Howie. It's been pathetic. It's been a disgrace, and all the politicians involved, quite frankly, have been an utter disgrace, politicizing the situation. And I'm afraid to say I was right. And everybody can see it now. I mean, why do you destroy a country of 16 or 17 million because of one girl? I don't care how important she is. I don't care if she was innocent. You don't destroy a country because of it. And quite frankly, if most of us can agree that this constitutional crisis and this power struggle started because of it, then I'm afraid to say that something is quite very, very wrong for us to destroy a country and put it into a constitutional crisis because of the death of one girl, regardless of how it happened, regardless of morality, regardless of who was involved. I'm sorry, but you can actually even lay it to rest, wait until the country becomes stable, and then solve her death. Do a bloody election and then solve her
100%.
You see, because when you put the country at risk, when you put, let's say the country is 16 million people, when you put 8 million Somali females, or even more than that at risk, at the risk of starvation, at the risk of tahreeb and all of that other shit, you don't care about that girl. It's all bullshit. Back one more point with regards to Roble and Farmajo. They have made a mockery of themselves. They have made a mockery of themselves. But you know what they say? I think there's a saying which goes, it's a Somali saying, but I'll try and translate it into English as much as I can. Two idiots can agree, right? Two smart people can come to an agreement, but a smart guy and a stupid guy can't come to an agreement. So obviously, Roble and Farmajo will both try to use that last one as an excuse to say that one of us is right and one of us is smart and the other one is stupid, and that's why we can't agree. But regardless of that, the fact that they've been sending letters back and forth and so on and so forth, But I will be biased. I will put the blame on one side more than the other. And I'm afraid to say Roble and the Mu'arad and Djibouti and anybody who's been on the opposite side of Fahad Yassin has to take the blame. You don't take people off
بس
planes.
Ahmed, don't
You don't stop
sugarcoat
them
it.
from getting
Just
into
say
Hama. I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm trying to say it, Magarat, in a professional manner because we want to keep the panel, Magarat, polite, respectful, Magarat. It's nothing personal between us, Magarat. And I don't want to attack even political individuals because as far as we're concerned, we don't really know what's in Roble's heart or Farmajo's heart. But the point is, Magarat, when Roble's side of the debate is trying to stop a so-called criminal who might be behind, or maybe not a criminal, but somebody who's clearly irresponsible or incompetent and has failed at their job, and that person is obviously Fahad Yassin in the eyes of Ma'ar. When you're trying to stop him from getting to Somalia, then something is quite wrong, Magarat, and smells fishy. And yes, I'd like to end it there. Coming, guys.
Guys,
who's going next?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
guys. Salam alaikum, everyone.
Alaikum assalam, brother Case. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. I think it's really embarrassing. It's really embarrassing to compare someone who has ignored the Somali constitution, ignored the rule of law, who is no longer the president of Somalia, who's illegally squatting in the presidential palace for the past 9 months. And a few months ago, we were that close to a civil war because people had enough of this guy. They wanted to go in with their weapons, take him out.
Who is the people, though?
The people, the Somali people. The Somali people, especially Red
individuals.
Can I finish, bro? Why are you interrupting me, bro? I've been listening to you guys.
Let him finish. Let him have his point.
Come on, brothers, man. Let me speak. Come on.
Let him finish. Let him have his point, and then from there, let Brother Ahmed, and then from there we dissect. Go ahead, KS.
A few months ago, the Somali people have had enough. I'm talking, especially specifically Red Mogadishu. They mobilized the troops. People were sending money. The community were, they said this guy, he's not even letting us do demonstrations. Every time people try to do demonstrations, he sends in these thugs who attack the people. He even tried to kill, and his ex-prime minister, which was Khairi. There was footage on national TV, ex-prime minister being shot by Farmajo's thugs, and he even tried to assassinate other ex-presidents like Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, Sheikh Sharif, becoming very violent. So people had enough. So the troops were that close to going to the presidential palace. God knows what would have happened. When this happened, he said, look, guys, I'm going to hand over everything to Prime Minister Roble. And from now on, I signed the election. There's going to be free and fair elections. I'm no longer going to get involved in security or the election process. I'm going to hand everything over to Roble. This was on national TV. So that was really good because then people settled down. Then the tempers were, people's tempers went down. Everybody had hope. So basically, now we have this Iran case. I talked about it last time. I said, look, guys, this is not something small. If you kill a Somali girl, an innocent Somali girl who's highly educated, loved by a family for no reason, this is going to turn out tribal, and it has turned out tribal. We've seen Ikram's tribe. She's Galjao. She's Hawiya Galjao. They started abducting Fahad Yassin's tribe in Beledweyne. They said, look, Fahad Yassin, if you don't give us a girl, we're gonna, start killing members of your tribe. So this became tribalism. So Roble had to step in. Roble, the community, the Somali community, especially the Hawiya clan, they put a lot of pressure on Roble. They said, this guy from Archer, he's not even talking about it. He's ignoring the case. He's not even saying nothing. We want you to do something about it. Otherwise, the situation is going to get out of control. So Roble, I think Roble is a hero. He said, look, I have come here to serve my community. I have come here to serve my people. So Roble, I commend him because it takes great courage to take on Farmajo and his cult. Farmajo has a cult known as CBB, Ayanka Bara Bushido. They're very tribalistic. They don't care about right or wrong. All they want to do is just support Farmajo because of tribe. So if you attack Farmajo and you point out his thuggish behavior, they will say you are Kenyan. They will accuse you of being Kenyan. Apparently, to these people, everyone's Kenyan. They say Denny is from Puntland is Kenyan. They say Ahmed Madobe is Kenyan. Now they say the Somali opposition is Kenyan. And now they're even saying PM Roble is Kenyan. So they even started attacking the mother of Ikhran Tahlil.
Okay,
so
Gabi.
Wait, guys, I've been listening to you guys. Can I just finish? I've been patient. So they even started attacking the mother of Ikhran Tahlil, been calling her all sorts of names. Now they're saying she works for Kenya. Even I think someone even here mentioned it, saying that she went to Kenya. So they're trying to suggest a link between her and Kenya, like, you know, she's a spy or something like that. So unfortunately, we have this situation where Farmajo has this dictator tendencies, and he has built up a cult which is basically based on tribalism. What happened so far is like Farmajo has no power. Last time when this situation started out, I pointed out Farmajo is the ex-president. He's the ex-president of Somalia. His term ended 9 months ago. He's just a civilian like everyone else. He has no mandate. He has no power. So if he had any power, if Farmajo had any power, he would have stopped Roble from sacking Fahad Yassin. Roble successfully sacked Fahad Yassin. He sacked the useless ex-minister Hundebe, and he's got control of the airport. He's got control of NISA headquarters. He appointed a new boss for NISA. He and he's also got control of Somalia's finance, and he's got full support of the cabinet. So what's really interesting is no one from the cabinet sided with Farmajo. They're all sided with Roble. So you have key people who have been strong allies of Farmajo, like Khadija Diria, this other guy called Hassan. All of them, they sided with Roble because they know that Roble is now the caretaker of Somalia. He is responsible for security, for the country's security, for making sure elections takes place, and for making sure that Ikhran Tahlil gets justice. So Farmajo, he's a tribalist. Many of his advisors are from the same tribe as him. They're giving him bad advice. He's power hungry, and unfortunately, bro, I'm speaking, man. Let me speak, bro. You said things that really upset me when you said about Roble, and I did not interrupt you. So let me speak. So unfortunately, we have racist terms now being used. It's called Sodom Cheer, Sodom Million. Basically, you have a young man who's an entrepreneur who's worked really hard. He got his money through halal, and you have these other people saying bad things about him that are not true, that they can't prove. This is racism. So Roble has the full support of the Somali army. He's got full support of the Somali police. He's got full support of the Somali people. Fahad Yassin was not allowed to enter Mogadishu because this guy's a security threat. God knows what he's going to do if we allow him back into Mogadishu. We haven't completed Ikhran's Tahlil case, so he might try to get involved in that case and cause all sorts of problems. He might even try to...
Cheers, brother. Let's give the other brothers a chance in the car.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Who wants to go in next?
I want to go next. Ahmed Mohammed.
Okay, go ahead, my brother.
I want to speak logical. Like, let's speak logical. Roble and his supporters and the Mu'arad supporters, this is what they're saying. Look, it's illogical. Listen, the president's term is over, but the prime minister who the president, appointed, his term is not over. What kind of ideology?
How does that make sense?
That doesn't make any sense. That's what they're saying. It doesn't make no sense.
Listen, come on. How can you say that? He's a sitting president.
What else they started to say recently is the head of the parliament, his time is over as well. the only person who's in charge is the prime minister. What type of عقلية ما وحاس. Come on, man. In the Constitution, that is if they know what a Constitution is or follow one, the Constitution says there is no power vacuum. Who put that in the Constitution? Hassan Sheikh Mohammed put that in the Constitution. They passed it while he was the president. It clearly states that there is no power vacuum. The president, the prime minister, the parliament are in charge until there's another chosen president or another chosen parliament or another prime minister that's appointed by a chosen president. So let's speak logical. Let's not be adifat. What else he said was, that make any sense is Roble controls the army. That doesn't make any sense. Roble does not control the army. All the generals who are in power are the people Farmajo appointed. In the Constitution, it states the president is Taliya Gut Idamada, basically saying he's the commander-in-chief. Roble is not the commander-in-chief. It clearly states that in the Constitution. But again, propaganda. He's saying that Roble controls Nisa. That's a lie. He does not control Nisa. He couldn't go into the headquarters.
He tried to take
but he
control
failed.
of but he failed.
He doesn't have any soldiers. I'm telling you right now. Wallahi billahi talahi even kamar qatil Roble malahan. What darte ben bishewi only ilaaladiisa daba socdo. After there was this big political dispute, he went to Amazon and told them, can you come and amnigayga ma ilaalin kartaan? They told him that they can't get involved in internal Somali politics. So a person who's calling Amazon for some help to anywhere, what kind of power does he hold? That's not. It's illogical. But let's speak facts and let's speak constitutionally. The prime minister, the president said he is going to be in charge of the elections. So he was supposed to do elections. Nobody. Election. We want elections so this country can go forward, so they could be a chosen president and a new chosen parliament, so the country can go forward. But again, the people with the backward mentality is Parliament majra, haye, madaxweyne majra, haye, waqtigooda waa dhamaaday, haye, Roble madaxweynaha. What type of aqli is that? Aqliyad maahan, waa dood jaban, dood aad u jaban, ma garatay? Yani, what else he said is there's going to be a civil war, blah, blah. There's no civil war right now. I don't see any civil war. I don't see any troops entering Mogadishu. Sheikh Sharif has left those guys, they're the Hassan Sheikh and the extremist Mu'arid's camp. He became neutral. He's seen in his last speech that he wasn't picking sides. He said doorasho hala qabto. That's it. Soomaalida oo dhan waxay rabtaan doorasho la qabto, laakiin in la dhaho madaxweynaha waqtigiisa waa dhamaaday ma jiro, haye, baarlamaanka ma jiro, haye, like ra'iisul wasaaraha waa sharci. There's no president, there's no parliament, but the prime minister can work and he is sharci and wuu shaqaynaya. That's illogical. Let's put a good debate on the table. Marka, the thing about Ikram Tahlil, I already spoke about it. I don't want to speak about it again. Ikram Tahlil's case was very politicized. They should have left that to the people who are in charge of that. Maxkamadda iyo dadka ku shuqulka leh, baaritaanka CID-ga, qoladaas ayaa ku shuqul leh. There's no, it doesn't need to be over politicized. It's like Firi, Ikram Tahlil waa doon ay saaran yihiin mucaaradka oo dhan, doontaasna way degtay. Hadda sheegaya, yani that doon, it's like them climbing onto her back, trying to get political gain from her. That's not going to work. Let's bring up a logical debate. Let's
and the timing as well. Look at the timing. The timing of it as well. It's always when the Dorasha is getting closer.
In my opinion, the Dorasha is getting closer. And again, I said there's no issue between the prime minister and the president. This issue came from
If I can just come in quickly.
I'm gonna leave. The prime minister and the president. The prime minister was working towards elections. Again, okay, one more time. You know what they reiterate is dalka asaga lagu wareejiye, bro. Maahan gabar la wareejinayo, waa dal dhan wax lagu wareejinayo malahan. Basically saying you're in charge of the electoral process. That's it. You're not like.
Wait, Ahmed, can I ask you a question?
Can I ask you a quick question? I mean, not a new government.
Ahmed, can I ask you a question, bro? Ahmed, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Ahmed. Okay, you have to understand that Farmajo is a candidate. Roble is not a candidate. So you can't be a candidate and you can't take part in the elections. You understand? Then it won't be free and fair elections. Talk about that.
No, he said he's in charge of the electoral process. Cid ku haysta ma lahan. Doorasho qabahe. Waxyaalaha kale faraha la gashan kan waa bedelay. Taliyahan ka qaaday xilka. You can't.
Farmajo is a candidate. He can't be in charge of the police and the army.
Can I ask you this? Similar question. I can ask you similar question. The same question.
There has to be
1 minute. The same question quickly. Did Farmajo interfere with the electoral process from what Roble was doing? Did Farmajo ever interfere with the election?
Many times. I'll tell you how he has interfered with the electoral process. Farmajo has been planning this for such a long time. He has basically spent a lot of money in Galmudug elections, Southwest State, and what's the other state? Hirshabelle. He was hoping once he gets his puppets into those states that they can elect the MPs
But
that will
if you're not
support
going
him.
to talk about facts, well, there's no
Bro.
point you talking.
Are you trying to deny that Farmajo was involved in Galmudug elections? I can prove that he was involved in Southwest State.
What since Roble took over? Since Roble took over, this is what we're talking about.
You said,
now,
you asked me a
recently.
question, bro.
Process,
Can I answer? You asked me a question. You said, has Farmajo ever interfered in the elections? I said to you, he had.
We're talking
Right,
about
go ahead.
Roble here.
Time
We're
out.
talking about
Go
Roble
ahead.
here.
What did he interfere in? Because
during the elections for Southwest State, he sent Ethiopian troops.
Hold on.
To kill the.
Why are you going back? This guy, listen. Why are you going back to one thing?
If you got puppets in every federal state, that means you control the MPs that they're going to select.
Okay, can I respond to that, my brother? Hassan Sheikh, he also put in puppets in the regional states. Abdulkarim Goured was part of his cabinet. He put him as the president, as Galmudug, and he killed a lot of people. He installed another puppet guy in Baydabo. He installed a puppet in Hira, I mean, what you call it, Shabelle, and those people, so, you know, if Farmajo did the same thing.
So if Hassan does it, Farmajo is okay for Farmajo to do it. That's what you're trying to say.
It's the same
Farmajo
thing.
Farmajo's far worse. Farmajo's far worse. Hassan never used Ethiopian troops, bro.
Can I just come in here?
This is exactly the point that KS is trying to make. 1 minute. I'm just going to say this. I'm just going to say this quickly. 1 minute.
I'm gonna go on mute.
One second. You're going to carry on. I'm just going to finish this point. The reason why all this is going on here is they don't like the election process. They don't want to say the reason why for them markas loo kicinayo wax mar hore bilaawtay imam Ahmed Madooba shakada wada Denia waday now ekran shakada lagu soo dhaxgeliyay Fahad Yaasin hala saaro. The problem is, and I don't want to admit, is that we don't trust this election process. We believe Farmajo is going to win. That's the whole point. This is why they keep going back and back.
Maxi, what happened in the
case?
What happened in Maxi, what happened in Hirshabelle now? Maxi, 1 second. What happened in Hirshabelle elections now when the people when they were being elected? Musa Sudi came through. Don't act like Farmajo is popular. That shows you.
Guys, are we going to get a chance to speak each? Because this is ridiculous. Yeah. I wanted to respond to KS.
Please say something.
And he's just changing the topic. Unfortunately for you, KS, someone who's quite well versed on the bullshit you're talking about is on the panel. When you talk about Konfur Galbed and you say Farmajo did this, Farmajo did that, yes, all politicians are puppets to one person or another or one entity or another. So is the British government, you can even say, or Boris Johnson. But back to the point about Konfur Galbed. Why do you act as if Lafta Garen is some Langab who's been put there through Ethiopian troops? Landera or Hanwain from the main tribe from that place. And he came there through power and people voted for him and people are happy with him. And he rules Baydabo with an iron fist. And he rules Bakor and Bai with an iron fist. And he's a great leader. And yes, he has puppet tendencies because that's what politicians do. Denia and Ahmed Madooba are puppets to certain people too. So is Gorgor, so is the governor of Banadis. Everybody is a puppet to one person, for God's sake. Farmajo is a puppet himself. And so the point is, right, when you come over with this bullshit and you say everybody is irrelevant, and I'm not defending Farmajo here, but I will defend Lafta Garen. Because when you make everybody irrelevant except Deni and the Mu'arad, you are quite clearly insulting our intelligence. Lafta Garen is from the main tribe of Baydabo, and the people there respect him and they adore him. And the guy who was against him never had a chance to begin with. He was a Shabab murderer, one of the big criminals. Can you guys hear me? Sorry, there was a phone call that interrupted me.
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. Go ahead.
Can you guys hear
me? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Go ahead. Go for it.
Yes, so basically what... Okay, so basically to sum it up, Magarata, what it is, this guy, I've talked to you about Lafta Garen. Then comes the guy in charge of Hirshabelle, Magarata, Ali Goodlaw. He comes from the Abgal tribe. He's no Langab. He's from one of the biggest tribes in Somalia. You could say he's the biggest Hawiya tribe, for God's sake, Magarata. From the same tribe as Hassan Sheikh and Sharif Sheikh Ahmed. And Hawadli have been ruling Hirshabelle for the last 4 years. Surely Abgal deserves a leader, and Abgal deserves to be, happen to be happy with him. Even the Mu'arad don't really make a fuss about it. And like you said, the elections which happened in Johar were pretty fair. And then you come to Qorqor. I'm sorry,
Ahmed, can I make one point?
Hold on. For God's sake.
You just want to?
I'm nearly done.
Okay, just lecture
I'm
them,
well
bro.
versed. No, hold on. I'm well versed about Somali tribes and politics, so I'll make this clear to the panel just before I'm done. Okay, then we come to Galmudug. Galmudug majority tribe is Haber Gidir, so Haber Gidir has to usually be in charge, right? Okay, there's maybe you could say 3 or 4 major sub-clans within Haber Gidir. There's Ayr, there's Saraban, there's Saad, and then there's Sarur. Let's leave Sarur out. There's 3 left, right? Ayr have took the capital, Lo Samareb. Saad have already had presidency. Who does that leave? Saraban. They're the ones who are in charge. Don't act as if Qorqor is some little weakling who's there by Magaratan, by the mercy of other Haber Gidir and the mercy of other Galmudug tribes Magarat. He's there by his balls too. Farmajo makes calculated decisions, right? And he makes alliances. And people like Qorqor and Laftagaren, who already happen to be powerful in their region, make alliances with the president at that moment in time.
Ahmed, can I comment on that?
To get to where you want?
Ahmed, can I comment on that point? Basically, you just said, Farmajo spent millions trying to trying to put in his own puppets in Galmudug.
What do you mean puppets? That's a federal state, man. They're part of the government, man.
Let me finish my comment, bro. I'm trying to comment to what Ahmed said.
Yeah, but what you call federal states puppets, like
wait, can I finish, bro? Can I finish? So Farmajo, he spent millions trying to put in his own puppets so they can support him. But what did Roble do recently? What did Roble do? PM Roble. He has put an end to that corruption. He has closed Farmajo's bank accounts. Farmajo doesn't have any money anymore to use it to interfere in elections.
Every time
can I finish? Can I finish, bro? Can I finish my point?
Okay.
So, for example, can I finish, bro? For example, when Hirshabelle elections happened last week for the upper house, what happened? You had people such as Tarzan, who were pro-Farmajo, in shock. They lost to Musa Sudi and other popular figures who are considered part of the opposition. What happened was Farmajo and Fahad Yassin no longer have money to give to their puppets to cause corruption. So Farmajo doesn't have any money anymore.
What did Musa Sudi say? What did Musa Sudi say to get re-elected? That's the kind of people you're talking
about. Musa Sudi is highly incompetent of being a senator. But wala dorte again,
democracy, bro. Democracy. The people love him. So what I'm trying to say is, Farmajo no longer has any money.
The guy said he done nothing, and he doesn't know what he's going to
do. He was guaranteed to return with or without Farmajo support. That is a fact. Musa Sudi's seat is guaranteed, basically. So say, Farmajo did this, Farmajo did that. It is guaranteed that Musa Sudi would have returned both ways.
Yeah, but okay,
there's not even one pro Farmajo person. Wait, can I say something? There's not even one pro Farmajo person that was elected. That's how embarrassing is that. Farmajo could have gave that money to the poor people in Somalia. Feed the poor.
The issue with you is right. I mentioned some points to you, and you won't respond. Every time I debunk your little points, you go.
I debunked you, bro. I debunked you. You just wait, Ahmed.
I just debunked your point.
I debunked you. For example, you tried to say.
Hold on.
Wait. You tried to wait.
Ahmed, let me respond.
Wait. You tried to say that Farmajo's got a good game plan. He's got supporters, and they're going to support him.
No, I didn't. I was trying to make it.
I just showed you Farmajo lost the Hirshabelle elections, bro.
You've misunderstood. You've misunderstood. You've clearly misunderstood. I was making it clear to you and the panel and anybody who doesn't know about Somali politics and tribalism that the guys who you call puppets are Naman Landariala who actually hold power within their areas. If Qorqor's a puppet, then let Haber Gidir Mu'arad get rid of him. Why the hell are they crying like little girls? Why don't Comfort Galbed get rid of what do you call it? Laftagaren? Why don't they get rid of Goodlawe, who's Abgat? You see, this is the problem with you. Farmajo doesn't control anything. Farmajo's bank accounts are closed, but yet Farmajo controls Comfort Galbed, and Farmajo doesn't control anywhere apart from 4 blocks around Villa Somalia. But yet you say he controls Qorqor, and you say he controls, and then you say Goodlaw is his puppet, but then you say Goodlaw is not his puppet because Musa Sudi got elected. By the way, just to fill you in, Magarata, a little bad news for you and the Mu'arad, Magarata, who are so adamant for people like Musa Sudi, which I think is a pathetic individual, Magarata, like other people, Magarata. like other
Bro,
former
I
warlords.
think
Hold on,
Farmajo
hold on.
is
One more point.
pathetic.
Hold on. Yes, he is. Farmajo is
like
pathetic.
Danny as
But
well.
I'll tell you something.
Pathetic,
Hold on,
wallah.
hold on, hold on. I got some bad news for you. The Mu'arad aren't actually getting the people who they want as senators in Hirshabelle. They're not getting them as senators in Galmudug. They're getting one or two big shots who everybody knows are going to come through. Qaibdid is going to come through. He's a former Habargid warlord.
Bro, I support Qaibdid.
Hold on.
What are you talking about?
Yes, but he's going to come through. He's going to come through. Everybody already knows that. That's how Somali politics works. And so is.
All we care
Musa
about
Sudi
is
going to
Farmajo
come
not
through.
coming back. I don't care who becomes president. You can become president, bro. We
You
just don't want
can't-
Farmajo coming back, bro.
Listen, you can't make
Yes,
that choice.
No,
It's
thank you
got
very
nothing
much.
to do
Even
with
if I,
that's your
even if I
opinion,
could, I wouldn't want to. But I'll tell you something, right? Hold on. I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll just tell you something to summarize my point, right? Just to summarize my point. I believe that you're right to an extent that Goodlaw or Leftegren have had an alliance with Farmajo, or have been his puppets, you could say so. And even the governor of Benadir Maghreb. But that's how politics works. Everybody has an alliance with somebody else. I will make one thing clear to you, though. Yes, this is the issue I have when I debate you. Every time, right, I address your points, some of them which are clearly untrue and misrepresenting things. What you do is you say, but Farmajo this, but the point isn't about Farmajo. The point is sometimes you have to discuss what is actually going on in Galmudug, what's actually happening in Puntland, what's actually happening in Konfur Galbad, what's actually happening with Ma'arad. What is actually Roble doing? And you seem to signify as if Roble is some sort of amazing, powerful entity. Do you want me to tell you a few things which show how weak Roble is? Roble doesn't even control the one Mabul Gabaled, which his main tribe is.
Bro, I will show you how weak Farmajo is in a minute.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Yes, I know Farmajo is weak, but I'll tell you.
Yes, that's what I care about.
Now.
But is that a counter argument though?
Bro,
Listen to this
that's a
out.
counter argument.
If you say something about
wrong.
Roble, I'll show you what Farmajo is. If you say something about something else, I'll show you what Farmajo is.
Okay. Tell you what.
Farmajo with you.
Tell you what. The problem is, right, he still doesn't get it for some reason. I'm trying to tell you, for God's sake, when we talk about the individuals who you're praising, no one's praising Farmajo here. When you praise these individuals, Roble, and you make them seem out to be as if they're in charge of something, and I can prove to you that they're not actually in charge of anything, I can make a mockery of what they're talking about, then your whole idea is a false magra. Roble doesn't even control Hamar. People say Farmajo doesn't control, nor does Roble. Roble doesn't have the main military people under his wing. Roble tried to take Fahad Yassin out of politics altogether, and Fahad Yassin ends up getting a more strategic position.
Bro, Fahad Yassin
which
is
Roble
out of Somali
can't fire
politics.
him from. Roble tries to stop Fahad Yassin from getting into the country, a Turkish military plane.
And he succeeded. He succeeded, bro.
Hold on. A Turkish
Ahmed,
military
come on,
plane
man.
comes into Hama.
He didn't, man. He's there tonight.
The Prime Minister.
Okay, where's Fahad Yassin?
You would have thought.
Fahad Yassin is in Hamar right now.
He's in Hamar right now.
He's in Hamar.
Right now, he's in
He
Hamar as we
was
speak.
brought there by a
right now.
Turkish military plane, and that shows you how weak and pathetic Roble is at politics. He couldn't even convince our main allies, Turkey, to not bring this guy in while the situation is out of hand. And Turkey brings him in because Djibouti stopped Fahad Yassin. Turkey said, you either send the plane to Mogadishu or you send it back to Istanbul, but they warned Djibouti. They said, we're warning you, Djibouti. The warning is this. Every single person who left that flight from Istanbul is getting back on that plane. You get it? So no one's getting off from it. And Djibouti knows what the consequences will be if they try to if they try to break the rules. And so they sent Fahad Yassin back to Istanbul. And guess what? The Turkish military plane brought Fahad Yassin to Hamar before the economic normal flight, Turkish Airlines, got to Hamar. So he got there much quicker and much safer. And you would have said Roble is in charge of the Emni, right? And all the soldiers and the generals obey him. So then why can't he arrest Fahad Yassin in Hamar? And why is he so afraid of Fahad Yassin coming to Hamar? Earlier I heard you say, oh, because Fahad Yassin is dangerous and he could cause problems and so on and so. For goodness sake, who are you talking to? Little children? Who the hell is the Shamima Begum?
Ahmed.
We're talking
Ahmed,
about
are you telling me? Ahmed, are you telling me Fahad Yassin's now in?
We're not talking about Shamima Begum.
Wait. Let's get this straight, Ahmed. Let's get this straight. Are you telling me now that Fahad Yassin is in Mogadishu?
I am telling you that Fahad Yassin was brought to Mogadishu by the Turkish military plane. Yes.
Okay, I haven't heard of that, bro. There's no source, nothing. I don't know. Show me where you got it from. I got my research, bro. I got my contacts. For the past 5 days, they've been saying, Fahad Yassin is going to come in every second now. And now you're telling us breaking news. You're telling us
it hasn't
major
been
news.
5 days. It hasn't been 5 days since Fahad Yassin was stopped.
Whatever. It's been a few days. So what I'm trying to say, you're telling us breaking news now. You're telling us now that Fahad Yassin is in Mogadishu.
It's not breaking news just because Roble didn't mention it to you on his.
Bro, it's not on the news. It's not on nowhere. It's nothing. I don't know where you're getting this from, bro. Well, I'll be interested, man.
Because Roble hijacked SMTV and he won't.
Okay, now you're telling us misinformation. Oh my! You know what? These past few days, I've been laughing. I've been laughing. Shall I tell you why I've been laughing?
I had to throw that in there.
Wait, 1 second. These past few days, I've been hearing these people say, "Oh, Fahad Yassin's coming. Fahad Yassin, he's in this plane. He's in that." And I was saying, "Subhanallah, this is so embarrassing, man." First, you know what? They tried to blame it on Djibouti. They tried to say Djibouti, oh, what happened? Why are you getting involved in Somali politics? It's Djibouti, Somali. It wasn't. Djibouti said it's not us. It's not us. It's Roble that's doing this. Roble stopped.
How old are you, for God's sake? How old are you? Why do you speak like the children?
Let me tell you something.
Not involved. They bloody landed a Turkish airline.
Djibouti said.
Jet in Djibouti.
Djibouti, they said we are not involved in this. We are not responsible.
It doesn't matter what they say. Actions speak louder than words.
Wait, it was Roble. He was the one that said, look, this guy can't come in because this guy might get involved in Khan Tahlil's investigation. He might cause insecurity in Mogadishu. He might be responsible for fighting.
Even if what you're saying is true, Roble smells fishy then. You're not helping Roble either way.
Bro. Ahmed, you just told us now. Ahmed, you just told us now that
why is he stopping somebody from getting into the country?
Wait, why are you giving us misinformation for, bro? Why are you saying Fahad Yassin is in Mogadishu when you know the guy?
Okay, I'll be honest, right? I'll be honest with you, right? I am not 100% sure where he is, but I've heard rumors.
I know, bro. I know. I got sources, man. I'll
tell you the reason why. No, hold on. I'll tell you the reason why neither of us will be 100% sure. Because the guy.
I'm 100% sure he's in Turkey, man. Don't act like I'm not sure.
Okay, it's 100% tomorrow. You're going to hear the confirmation.
Okay, tomorrow. Now it's tomorrow, Maxi.
But tonight is rumors. Obviously, you're not going to hear no factual rumors. No,
just one point.
Wait,
just one point.
Yeah, go on. Let Ahmed talk.
Just one point. I was being honest with you. I said 100%. I don't know where he is, but I'll tell you something, right? The guy was head of intelligence for 4 goddamn years. You think you would know if he came back to Hamar? For God's sake, who are you kidding? Unless something kicks off with him, you won't know if the head of intelligence comes back into the country. The only reason we heard about this whole drama is because Djibouti did something really stupid. If you want to kidnap somebody,
let's go. Can I ask you a question?
Then you do it properly.
Ahmed, can I ask you a question? And also Maxi and other supporters of Farmajo.
I am not a Farmajo supporter. I'm just sick and tired. No, I'm
you seem like a Farmajo.
Tribalistic Mu'arad.
You guys are the tribalistic. Ahmed, let me ask you a question, yeah?
No, you are being tribalist.
We'll go back to the Fahad Yassin. Wait, we'll go back to the fact. This is an important question. This question is going to embarrass you guys. Well, like all this nonsense you were saying, it's just gonna embarrass you, and I'm sure you won't even be able to answer it. So the question is, so we'll get back to Fahad Yassin. The question I'm going to ask you guys is, what happened to Farmajo's national security meeting that he said is going to happen on the 18th of September? What happened?
Well, clearly because Fahad Yassin wasn't in the area, they couldn't occur. Fahad Yassin was blocked from coming back to Mogadishu, so fast their national meeting could not occur. Come on, bro. Like, Djibouti stopped him from coming.
So you're telling me... So you're telling me Farmajo can't do nothing without Fahad Yassin? What happened to his other army and the police he's got?
For goddamn sake, he was the director of the national security.
Who's his expert of security? It's Fahad Yassin.
Okay, what happened to the meeting?
What's wrong with KS? Did you actually just say Farmajo can't do anything without Fahad Yassin? For God's sake, Fahad Yassin is the one who requested the meeting on the 18th.
No, it was Farmajo, bro.
No, you go. No, you go, right? You asked the rhetorical question.
Bro, it was Farmajo that said he's going to do a national meeting. For God's sake,
hold on.
Go to his Facebook account.
Just hold on, for God's sake. You go. Are you telling me? You just asked the rhetorical question right now. You said, "Are you telling me Farmajo can't do anything without Fahad Yassin?" For God's sake, when Roble requested an answer in 48 hours, it was Fahad Yassin who requested Roble, and other people who are in
Okay,
charge
go.
of the enemy of
Answer the
country.
question. Answer the question. What happened to?
I'm answering it. Why won't you let me answer the question?
Okay.
If Fahd Yassin is not in the country, how would a national meeting occur? The guy is the main national security.
Exactly. How's that briefing gonna happen when the guy is meant
God,
to
so
get actually?
Because Fahd has all the news. He has all the.
Because Farmajo has no power.
You get your sources from Somali Sport or something like.
Wait, guys. Let Ahmed answer. I want Ahmed to answer. Come on, and you guys can also.
But I did answer you. You sound ridiculous. Fahd Yassin.
I sound ridiculous, bro. Farmajo said there was going to be a national security meeting on the 18th. What happened?
Just for God's sake, hold on. Okay, let me just put this in a simple way for you that you can understand. Roble said, "I want an answer." Roble first politicized Ikram Tahrir's death. And he said, I want an answer in 48 hours. God knows why he picked 48 hours. Maybe it's his lucky number, 48. Anyway, the point is, Fahd Yassin responded and he said, Roble, I don't answer to you. I answer to the head of the military, which is President Farmajo, but I will answer to all of you out of respect. I want to give you a full briefing because a lot of this can't be disclosed to the public. And everybody else who's in charge of it on a certain date. Farmajo only selected the date, for God's sake. What is so difficult to understand about that? Why would the meeting go ahead without Fahd Yassin? He's the main guy with the briefing. He's the former head of intelligence. Why would you hold a meeting without him?
Bro, you know what? Everyone can see Farmajo has no power. The guy's just become a clown.
Who's everyone? It's just you.
Everyone, bro. I'm talking about the Somali people. You guys don't represent. You're the five is you, man. You guys don't represent the Somali people, bro.
Even here, like, there's only 5 of us.
Wait. Can I talk?
I just want to make it. Go ahead. I just want to make a comment, man. This is not, productive. I think Farmajo has no power. That's not productive.
Wait, bro. Can I'll answer that question?
شخص نعيب كنا هذه يسكدها ما قرأت
Farmajo, wait, this is a fact. Farmajo has no power because every time he gives an order, it doesn't happen. For example, when Roble
said, please don't turn it to a chaos show. Yeah. Let the guy finish. Can I finish?
Can I finish? Wait, can I finish my point?
Talking all day.
Thank you. Let me finish my point. What, does the truth hurt? You want to silence me, bro?
No, really.
I can go now.
It's the same.
If you guys are that way, I'll just go, man. Because I know I already won. Let me say my points, man. You guys are talking. Let me say my points.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna explain to you. Yeah, Farmajo has no power. The guy just become a joke. He doesn't even have control of Somali's state media. He uses Facebook, like any ordinary citizen, to post his orders.
You just told me that I was being ridiculous when I made the joke that Roble controls SNTV. And now you said that the exact
Roble doesn't control because he's the one he's the caretaker. So he's got the power. That's why he controls the state media.
Does control SNTV, right?
Let me finish my point, bro. Let me finish. I just want to explain why.
You just proved me right.
Can I talk for a bit, man? Ahmed, you've been talking for a while. Let me just talk for a bit.
You've been interrupting me too when I speak. You've been.
Oh, so you won't let me talk now, yeah? Come on, bro.
No. I'm just making a comment. You've just proven, right, that Roble has taken.
I don't know what you're talking about. You're just mumbling, man. I'm trying to show you that Farmajo has no power. For example, every time Farmajo gives an order,
Farmajo has no power. Farmajo has no power. That's all you say. Does that?
That's the truth, though, man. That's the truth.
I want to make one comment, man.
You guys are crying, man. Just because your guy lost, man. Don't take it out on me. Wallahi.
One comment.
It's ridiculous.
The guy who's the.
You won't even let me speak.
Farmajo has no power. Okay, well, Farmajo has no power. What else do you have to offer? I think Farmajo has no power.
Of course he doesn't. That's his whole argument.
That's his whole argument. That's not an argument. That's what
I'm trying to say.
Wait, some guy.
Farmajo has no power.
It's embarrassing, man. Guys. Some guy trying to say he's the president of Somalia. No one listens to him, man. He doesn't even have control of the state media. He uses Facebook, man, to post.
You want the truth, KS, right now? Farmajo and Roble are both a joke. Nobody takes them serious.
Bro, Roble is a hero, bro. Roble is a hero. You can't put him in
He's a hero to you because from your tribe. You're a tribalist.
Bro, you're the tribalist, bro, man. You support Farmajo because of tribe.
Don't fall.
Maybe I am.
And Maxi's from the same tribe as you. You're all from the same tribe.
Maybe I am a tribalist, but why won't you admit that you are?
I'm not. Well, like, because I'll tell you why. Because Roble is on the right. He's following Somali constitution.
Listen,
he's the
bro.
caretaker.
I never.
Bro, Maxi, wallahi, you're tribalistic, Maxi. Maxi, last time
How
you pretended to be
tribalistic?
sad, bro, man.
I want to speak. I want to make a small point. Small point, man. 1 point. Roble is a hero. What did he do to become a hero? Dagaal buu qaaday, madhul Soomaaliyeed buu soo furtay.
Ahmed, don't bother, man.
Like,
This guy
how is
says
he?
anybody
How is he a hero? I
fighting,
don't get it.
Fighting.
Listen to KS. KS is saying
What has he done to become a
because
hero?
I'm sad, I should support
Ich-
Roble.
ich-
KS, is that what you're trying to say?
You're not sad.
It doesn't
Sad,
matter.
yeah,
I
man.
don't
Y'all
get
you didn't even
how
know
he's
who
a
you're
hero,
sad, man. Don't come on. I'm Marhan, man, for real. You know that.
Yeah,
I'm Marhan.
yeah,
I'm Marhan, bro. Maxi,
Yeah,
come on,
whatever.
bro, man. Yeah, I respect,
whatever,
bro.
whatever.
Respect. Your guy from Archer lost, man. Just admit that. Well, like Roble's a hero. Roble said
Hero.
justice for
Hero.
He said, I'll tell you why he said, okay, I'll tell you why he's a hero. He's a hero because he refused to follow Fahad and Farmajo. He says, look, I'm not gonna follow you guys. I'm not gonna betray my country. I'm not gonna betray Somalia. I'm gonna stand up for my country, and I'm not gonna, let you guys take Somalia to destruction.
What are you talking about? He's the one who's causing the destruction, who's disrupting the electoral process.
It's basically anyone that goes against Farmajo,
it's not his job. His job is to conduct.
No, that's his job. He's the prime minister, bro. He's in charge.
His job is to
especially now
conduct elections.
His job is to make sure
they take care. His job is just elections, bro. Election No. The country, only thing that's going to move forward the country is elections.
Okay, who's going to run the country? Who's got the power? You trying to say Farmajo has the power rather than Roble?
I'm not saying. Listen, man. This argument is not. Is not productive. Kana power kaisto, erka power kaisto, ruku yala.
Bro, you're just saying that because your guy Farmajo's got nothing, man. He lost, man. You guys won't even let me make points, man.
Farmajo 100% will win the election.
Okay, Max, Max, if he wins, yeah, mashallah, we'll see. But I know he ain't gonna win, man. Who's gonna vote for him?
Okay, he's not gonna win. It's okay. Conduct the elections, bro. How hard is that? His job is.
That's what I mean. That's how it shows you.
Like, okay,
that's what Roble is doing, man.
doorashada dhiga isla meersanana sheekh Somali waa naqaana Axmedow baa nagu soo daaliyay Daniel la daaliyay haddana waa kala Roble oo laga rabay inuu noqdo neutral oo dhexda ku jiro oo dadka dhan ka joojiyo oo doorashada kaliya geliyo.
You know what the problem is, bro? You know what the problem is, right? At the end of the 4 years of Farmajo, right? I want KS to understand something. At the end of the 4 years of Farmajo, and all the Mu'arad trying to get rid of him, they have portrayed themselves in an extremely tribalistic manner.
Mad.
So I'm not talking about. By the way, hold on. By the way, I'm not talking about Sha'ab. Hold on, guys. I have to make something clear. I'm not talking about the lovely Sha'ab of Hawiya Magarat, who number in the millions. Fathers, mothers, grandparents, children. I'm honestly not talking about them. They're the ones who welcome Farmajo. But the truth is, right, the Mu'arad have made themselves to be ignorant, tribalistic people without mercy, and so nobody
uneducated,
and they don't leave space.
Most of them are Mu'arad in the same tribe as Farmajo. We got Ahmed Madobi. Are they Hawiya, bro?
Danny and Ahmed Madobi. Listen, one thing. Danny and Ahmed Madobi are not stating to Halad Dagala Madahi. Rare Hebelo Ka'a or Ka'a.
Who said that? No one said that, bro. No one said no. Show me it to me now. Hassan never said that. You're lying, bro, man. You're lying, bro, man. You're lying. Most of the opposition.
Exactly when Saga John done what he did.
Most of the opposition. This same time. Even Darul don't want Farmajo, man. Everyone's sick of him, man. That's the truth.
Please, guys, please give me a minute. Give me a minute, please. Okay. I didn't finish my point. He interrupted me. When I said they've been extremely tribalistic, it's been to the extent, right, that people who happen to be from Hajj's tribe, who want to support the Mu'arad feel very uncomfortable. It's like as if they're not wanted or needed there, and Somalia's only Mogadishu or Hawiya I mean, it's 9 or 10 Hawiya guys running around with each other.
What about Denny, bro? Denny Ahmed Madobi.
Just let me finish, for God's sake. Just let me finish.
Denny Ahmed Madobi ain't Hawiya, bro.
Yeah, just let me finish. I'm going to get to them, for God's sake. Just let me finish. Now, what happens when you do that, right, is the natural instinct comes in. That's not tribalism. That's not racism. Everybody either supports Farmajo or not. And people from his tribe, for example, myself, who doesn't support him, will say, you know what? You don't want fucking rules. You don't want fucking law and order. Well, fuck you too. We're not going to have a government, because this is ridiculous. You're not going to do a military coup in 2021, get rid of all of Farmajo's people who work with him as if we're clowns, and do a military coup on paper, get rid of him out of Hammer, and tell us that Hammer is Somalia, and Somalia is Hammer, and Hawi is going to be in charge, and nobody else is in charge, and everybody who's not Hawi is not pure. And I'll get to them, Denny and Ahmed, by the way. I'll get to them. Hold on.
Try to make it like
I'll get to them now.
I'll get to them now.
I'll get to them now. I'll tell you a secret about Denny and Ahmed Madowi and Majartain and Ogaden and the other Darod who don't support Farmajo. They don't like the Mu'arad. And if they see Farmajo go, because all they want for him is to go, they will be the most uncomfortable to see all of these Hawiya guys running around with each other. These, by the way, these politicians, like animals with guns fighting each other, claiming that they rule Somalia. Then you will want nothing to do with them, and so will Madowi want nothing to do with them, because they've accomplished their mission of getting rid of Farmajo. That is their only thing they have in common with them. But they don't like this
they don't know
stupid
what's next.
tribalism.
They don't know what's next. Yeah, after they're gonna
no, they don't like this stupid
I
tribalism.
guess they
Denny and Ahmed Madowi want you to get rid of Maya. Denny and Ahmed Madowi want the Hawiya guys to get rid of Farmajo based on
power,
ideology.
And power.
Ideology, not Qabil, because they happen to be Darod too. They don't happen to be
Ahmed. There's no Darod, there's no Hawiya. Don't try that, bro, man.
There is Hawiya for the Mu'arad politicians.
Denny's loved, man. Everyone loves Denny. Everyone loves Ahmed Madowi. Everyone loves Roble. We're united, bro. Don't try to divide us just because Farmajo's going out. The Somali people, they love each other.
I'm not dividing anybody.
You're trying to make it to be a Darod, bro.
Time out. I want to speak one time.
The Mu'arad are dividing people.
One time, listen.
The Somali people are united against Farmajo. And once Farmajo goes,
are you telling me the Mu'arads are not fucking racist?
Guys, YouTube
no, we're not.
Farmajo
supports
everything.
Someone speak, please.
They'll praise everything that Roble says as if Roble is a Rasul, and they'll say Farmajo is a devil.
The same thing for Farmajo supporters, man.
Don't insult our intelligence.
That's Munafiq and Nemo, bro, man.
One point.
I'm gonna go for
listen, it. Man. Listen, dalka doorashaha aado, man. All this chaos in madax tribila dhaca looma baahno. We need elections. The national interest of the country is elections. In the other time, يعني ninkan haya qabila, bro, Hassan Sheikh wuxuu qabtay shir mudulood buu kasoo qayb galay shir Hawiye asoo ah madaxweynihii Somali. That's that never happened in the world. That's like it's like Uhuru Kenyatta going to a Kikuyu ceremony, or it's like Abiy Ahmed going to a Oromo ceremony. He's not a tribal leader. He's the prime minister of Ethiopia. Hassan Sheikh was the president of Somalia. It wasn't good for his sharaf iyo karaamadiisa uma fiicnayn inuu ka qayb galo shir qabiil looga hadlaayo kaca iyo qowmiyad baan ahay. That doesn't work, man. Somalia waa power sharing, waa awood qaybsi. Afarta beelood ama shacabka Soomaaliyeed ciday doortaan ayaa madaxweyne noqonaya. لكن مدحوين قبيلي حوق لقوم نقول كرو.
Ahmed, I agree with you. Mashallah, you know,
facts.
I agree with you. Ahmed said the point. Ahmed said you can't use tribalism to gain power. That's what Farmajo is trying to do. Farmajo is surrounded by people from the same tribe. Yeah, tribal meetings, bro. Let me tell you something. You can't. You guys can say anything you want about Real Mogadishu, but you have to admit they welcomed him. They were the people who were protesting from once, when Farmajo won the elections, they were so happy, they were in the streets, enjoy. Most of the people that voted for Farmajo are Hawiya, bruv. So don't try to make out like Real Mogadishu are racist.
No one's insulting Real Mogadishu, by the way. I said the Mu'arad politicians forgot. If Real Mogadishu,
most of the Mu'arad they voted for Farmajo, man.
No, hold on.
They're minority, bro.
The millions of Hawiya, Maya, if the millions of Hawiya and Hamar, Maya, wait, brother, wait. If the millions of Hawiya and Hamar didn't want Farmajo, they would make it pretty clear, and Farmajo would have probably resigned a long time ago.
Ahmed,
but I don't think those people are the problem.
Hawiya politicians voted for Farmajo. We're talking about Sheikh Sharif, Fiqhi, all of them. They voted for
Farmajo. For God's sake, he was a candidate. How did he vote for?
So don't try to make out that opposition they're racist and tribalistic. They're not. They have good hearts, man.
Farmajo is the racist one. Heart, but the way they portrayed themselves, right, in the last a year or so, while the elections were coming through, has been extremely tribalistic. It has. Everybody knows that.
Ahmed, you can't blame them. You know why? Because Farmajo became tribalistic. He just surrounded himself with people from his own clique, from his own tribe. You know? So people had enough, man. I'm telling you, especially if
you were talking about Ziad Barre 20, 30 years ago, I would believe you. But I'm sorry, You can't say the guy doesn't control a block in Hamar. His tribe doesn't live in Hamar. If it's only his sub-clan, by the way, you're talking about, you're not even talking about Darod, so you're only talking about Brehan. And then you want to say that he surrounded himself by them, and I mean, which one is it?
He's surrounded by his own.
Is he a mastermind? Is he a powerful person?
Farmajo has got no power. He's just an idiot, man. He's destroying our country.
So why does it?
He's putting us into the 1991 mentality.
Why would you say he's surrounded by his tribe? That's so stupid.
That's what he does. All his advisors are from the same tribe as him, man. They got the 1991 mentality.
Name me one. Name me one.
I can find you names, man. Let me
There
just.
you go.
I got the
know
list. I don't know off the top of my head because I can't be bothered with that. Wallahi, I don't. But I'm aware of it. Okay, let's go back to Fahd Yassin, Ahmed. Let's go back to Fahd Yassin. What happened with Fahd Yassin? How comes he couldn't come back to Mogadishu?
Because Roble is hiding something.
Or Roble wants to make sure that Mogadishu is secure, that the peace of Mogadishu is not ruined by someone like Fahd Yassin.
He's not Shamima Begum, for God's sake. He's the former head of intelligence.
Roble has a duty to make sure that there's no fighting in Mogadishu. If Fahd Yassin comes back, there's a high chance that they could be fighting in Mogadishu. So Fahd Yassin is the number one obstacle to the elections, to peace and stability in Somalia, to free and fair elections. So I just want to point out, Roble, may Allah bless him. He's a hero. He's got tremendous courage. He stood up to a wannabe dictator like Farmajo. He said to him, no, enough is enough. You have killed enough people. You have stolen enough money. You have taken what you already have taken. The people have had enough. So what Roble has did is he has closed Farmajo's bank accounts, and Roble is in charge of the Nisa HQ. Does anyone deny that? That Roble is in charge of HQ.
We've got a new panelist. Oh, Warlord.
Hey, hello.
Hello,
what's going on?
How are you? Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. What's going on?
You're alright, brother. I'll come through. Carry on, KS.
So, Roble, mashallah, Roble, he's doing fantastic work. And someone said Roble is not in charge of Nisa HQ. Who said that? Was that the other Ahmed? Because I laughed when I heard that. Because Roble, he is in charge of Nisa HQ.
KS, you know what the issue is, right? The issue is every time you insult Farmajo, which is totally fine. I totally respect that. And that's very democratic, Magarata. And so what? You're frustrated with him after 4 years. So am I. I want the fucker to get lost. My only issue is with you is when you make it so tribalistic, Magarata. Everybody is good from the Mu'arad, Magarata, and anybody in Farmajo's government who's Hawiyah, and Farmajo's the only bad guy, Magarata. I mean, why can't they be bad together? Surely there's a bigger issue with you. He's not Hawi, of course, he's Darod, he's Marhan. But the thing is, Magarata, people like KS, they always praise even people who are in the government who are Hawi Magarata, and they want to make them seem almighty and so on and all good, and they've got clean hearts, and everybody else is bad, Magarata, who's not Hawi. And that's what they've been doing in the last year, Magarata. I'm talking about the Mu'arad and some of their supporters, not all of them, of course. That would be disingenuous of me. But the point is this, Magarata. Why can't you say both sides are bad? madaxweyne xilligiisa dhamaaday weeye ra'iisul wasaare xilligiisa dhamaaday gudoomiye baarlamaan xilligiisa dhamaaday and they all failed to hold an election.
I can't.
Ahmed, let me answer that. 1 second, Ahmed. Let me answer that. Wait, let me answer that one. Roble, he's following the constitution. He's following the Somali constitution. He's following the rule of law. That's why I support him.
There is no constitution.
I don't hate people because I don't like people because of tribe. I don't hate people because of tribe. I hate people like Tarzan and Dubay, and who are the same tribe as me for political reasons. I love Dunny. I love him. I love Ahmed Mazoudi. So don't try to make out like this is Hawiya versus Darod. It's not. It's a dictator wannabe called Farmajo versus the Somali people.
Finish
For God's sake, I never said it was Hawiya
Finish your
versus
talk.
Darod.
Sorry, can I say something?
I changed subject now, man. Change subject.
I just want to make one point, Magarat, about Roble, by the way. I just want to make one point about Roble, Magarat.
Brother Shaib come through, the new guy.
Okay, come through, brother. Come through.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to say, like I've been listening, and you guys haven't mentioned any outside interference. It's like everything's happening inside Somalia. It's like nothing has been mentioned where like outside influences. What do you think about the outside influence into this conflict between Roble and Farmajo?
I deliberately didn't mention it because I don't always like to blame foreigners.
You mentioned Kenya, Ahmed.
Who?
And Djibouti.
When did I mention
Djibouti
Kenya?
No,
When
for
did I
example,
mention it?
You mentioned
No, I didn't mention
UAE.
Kenya. No, hold on. You're not going to lie about me right here. I didn't mention any foreign countries. I only mentioned one, which was Djibouti. And when I mentioned Djibouti, I only mentioned the incident which happened there, for God's sake. So don't lie about me. People, this is all being recorded. I don't like to scapegoat Magarata, foreign countries for the failure of Somali politicians. And the first one is Farmajo Magarata. I won't allow it. And I've said it on Khalid's show before. I said a lot of Farmajo
but the point is, it's always been foreign
supporters
countries
like to
interfering
make
in Somalia.
all the blame on Kenya and Ethiopia and foreigners, Magarat and Emara. And I said part of that might be true, but the point is, Magarat, we're sick and tired, and I'm sick and tired of using other foreign entities to kind of make an excuse for their faults. What do you think the foreign countries don't have their agendas? Of course, Kenya won't be on your side. Of course, Emirates won't be on your side. But don't use them as an excuse every time you fail. Farmajo failed to hold an election. That's not Kenya's fault. That's his fault. That was his fault for 4
Can I say
years,
something?
and
Can I say
Haider's
something?
fault for 3 years and a half.
Do you really believe in elections, like the Somali elections that they conduct? Do you think that's what an election is? Like a couple, what was it, men, like 300, 200 people choose the president. Like, is that what an election is?
It's most certainly not democracy, but you know, it's better than having tribal war, Magarata. If we can move forward slowly.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's not an actual election because the country is not safe. You can't conduct an election. This is literally the top powers in Somalia are choosing the president. So for me, it's not like, if you conduct that election, it's very like that's democracy, because that's not democracy. Do you know what I mean?
So answer the question, bro.
Who are you speaking to me? Was that question addressed to me?
Anybody, more times you.
Okay, Maya, I can answer that question.
Basically, I was speaking to the person who was like earlier. He was saying, not you, the other guy who was placing so much importance on elections. He thought elections will solve everything. Like elections are. Farmajo did not place elections. Like he overstayed his term. What I'm trying to say is the country elections is not really important at the moment.
Maya, I'm the one who said that Farmajo failed to hold an election, and he can blame foreign entities all he likes. That's his failure, Magarata. But the point is, Magarata, you can't say elections aren't important, because I'm sorry, they're important enough. As long as these fake little elections of 300 guys in suits, Magarata, putting their pieces of papers in ballot boxes prevents us from going into war and keeps us civilized, Magarata, moving along for the next 4 years, and then trying to get to where we want eventually, Magarata, fair elections, then it's good enough for me. It's better than what's happening right now, Magarata. And that's Farmajo's failure. I accept that. The only argument I have with people like KS is they exaggerate certain topics, Magarata, and certain things. And so that's where we clash. But apart from that, me and KS should never clash, Magarata. We should be agreeing on things.
Okay, I wanted to bring up another point up to you guys' attention. Like, when Farmajo made the choice to everyone, like every person in the army had to enlist, and like he made identity cards for every person in the army, and every person in the army would get paid through their bank. It would go to their bank account. Do you know when he made those changes?
No,
I don't get what the question is, brother. I'm quite confused. Are you asking when the soldiers were enrolled for their, for their identity card or something. I'm not sure.
Basically, the
Farmajo's on the run.
European Union was like Somalia could not have more than 20,000 soldiers. Do you get what I mean? They didn't want Somalia to have an army. And Farmajo did not follow what the European Union wanted and the American governments wanted, because they did not want Somalia having an army. That's why Somalia still does not have an army till today. But Farmajo started building an army. He sent troops to Turkey. He sent troops to Eritrea. He's inviting military Turkish like experts, trained Somalis. He's trying to create a strong Somali army, like more than 100,000. And you know what I mean?
You sound like a Farmajo supporter, bro. You would be best to go up against what do you call it? Against KS. I just happen to be from the same tribe as the guy. I don't actually support him. I want him.
Bro, I won't even reply.
I'm not gonna.
Bro, I won't even.
I'm not gonna sit here and praise him.
Bro,
I support the policies.
I have no problem with what
support
Shahib
Farmajo.
says. I have no problem with what Shahib says. The brother, mashallah, he has the freedom to share with us his thoughts and opinions. I welcome that. No problem. So Shahib, go ahead, bro. Continue.
I support the policies. I don't support Farmajo per se. I don't know anything about tribes. I don't care about tribes. I don't care about anything. But Farmajo, what I see in him is he wanted Somalis. He wanted all these everyone that's got guns. He wanted them under one banner, under one government. And the only way to create a government is to have an army. Once you have an army, then you create your police. Then you
Who
create
cares
your
what he wanted? He failed. He failed, brother. You can support the policies all you like. He failed.
But
so it doesn't matter.
With a strong army, Al-Shabaab is not a problem anymore. The country will be safe.
Well, isn't that obvious? I know. I mean, that's obvious, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean? Amazon will not be needed. Kenyan troops will not be needed if there's a strong army. All these foreigners will leave the country. Al-Shabaab will be destroyed. There'll be peace.
Yes.
If there's a strong
but that's obvious, brother.
And
Maya, that's obvious. If you have a strong army, then you'll defeat Al-Shabaab. And if there's no splinters and whatever. But the point is, Magaret, he's had his 4 years. His time is up. The only argument we're having is when will the election happen, and whose fault is it that it's not happening? Magaret.
Listen, what I'm trying to say is, out of all the presidents that came, Hassan and Sheikh Mohammed, the dark-skinned one and the other one before that, I mean, the light-skinned one and the dark-skinned one before that, those two, yeah, and the other ones as well, this is the only one who's actually brought some sort of stability into the country in terms of he's trying to organize the military, he's trying to organize the police, and if he succeeds, everything will be solved. But he's struggling now.
His time's up. His time's up. What do you mean if he succeeds? His time's up.
No, I'm saying if he stays in power right now, if he stays in power longer, you don't know what's going to happen.
No, but you're saying if he gets re-elected. Don't say if he succeeds. He has to get re-elected before that. An election has to happen before that. And as much as you praise him, brother, I am one of those believers, Magarat, that he failed.
But listen, those are not praises. Sorry, those are facts. Sorry, these are facts. He's made, that
none
ID
of what we're
cards
saying is facts. It's all opinions.
Okay, you see for the ID cards for the military, yeah, that stopped corruption within the military. Like before you wouldn't know how many people are enlisted into the military. Now we know who's enlisted. There's ID cards. Everyone would get their money sent to their bank account. Do you know what I mean? But I see that as progress. He's making progress.
Yes, but so did Hassan Sheikh and Sharif. That doesn't mean that I mean, okay, certain things are fact. He made ID cards. So what? But the point is, Magarata, and this is what I want the listeners to understand. For me personally, Ahmed Magarata, and where I'm from, Farmajo has been more detrimental to me than Hassan Sheikh has. So I prefer the Hassan Sheikh government, for example, than Farmajo.
Why?
And so everybody's got opinions.
Why though? Why?
Because he's been a thorn in the backside of Jubaland, and I'm from Jubaland, and he's been a thorn in the backside of Jubaland. Farmajo's been a thorn in the backside of it. He's
and why
sanctions. It doesn't matter why it is. I'm from that region, and I'm fed up. And I think, the Somali people and people from my region, for example, should get rid of him. But I hope they don't vote for somebody like Abdurrahman Abduskur and so on and so forth. I hope they vote for somebody reasonable, who won't be so detrimental. That's just my opinion. Everybody on this panel is entitled to an opinion, aren't they?
Okay, my opinion on Jubaland is Jubaland has been influenced by Kenya. Kenya has tried to like invested a lot of money and time in Jubaland. Like they invested everything into Jubaland. Do you know what I mean? And this issue is known. All Somalis know this. Like it's not a debated issue. Kenya has intentions in Jubaland. They support the leaders in Jubaland. Like the leaders, like whichever leader, they'll support him. They'll fund him. Like they're interfering inside Jubaland.
And that's
I
all
don't want to
from
go back and forth with
that's
you,
all
brother.
Farmajo
I'll let
tried
the
to
other
do.
guys
Innit?
come in.
Yeah, I mean that's all Farmajo tried to do, innit? Is get rid of the external interference and then basically
Yeah,
try
but
to
what do you
unite
mean?
one banner.
It's bait. The whole world can see it, bro. The whole world can see it. Like it's bait. Kenya's not denying it like that. They know what they do, what they've been doing in Jubaland. Do you know what I mean? And no country's gonna tolerate that.
Shaib, that's a point. That's a point you brought that a lot of people have mentioned, but you have to understand, a lot of other people have a different opinion. What's happening now is very sad. Like Farmajo has caused so much pain and division within the Somali people. For example, I remember, when he got elected, a lot of people were happy. I said to them, guys, why are you happy? They said, we are happy because we can see Somali unity. We can see a guy who's from a different tribe to Mogadishu being welcomed by Mogadishu. And you can see Mogadishu on light. They're all happy welcoming him. So that was a great time for Somali Nemo. But unfortunately, for Farmajo, he had the great opportunity. He had better opportunity than Hassan and Sheikh Sharif. And he was in a much powerful position to do more. But unfortunately, what he did was he went through the Ka'an idea, the tribalism idea. Promote this tribe, isolate this tribe. Oh, punish Puntland because they're from a different tribe. Punish Regal because they're from a different tribe.
You know what?
Those are opinions. Are those facts that he's done stuff like that? Are those facts? Because those just sound like opinions to me.
Mate, those are opinions too.
What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is Farmajo had a golden opportunity to unite us, but what he did is further divide us. Now everyone's in this 1991 mentality. People are getting armed. No one's gonna trust no one anymore.
You know what? I
Because of
just
this
wanted
one
to say,
guy.
Keith, I just clickbaited you right there. You know what? All I did is just praise Farmajo for 2 seconds here, and you was quiet all this time, and you just jumped in and you went on a rhetoric like Farmajo this, Farmajo that. It's always like you always watch anytime someone praises Farmajo.
Guys, man. Let's talk about man. Let's talk about the national interest. Let's not talk about Hebel by Na'bahai. That's childish. That's elementary.
But that's the thing, though. Keith keeps jumping on that point. Every time
wait, Maxi.
Let's talk about the interest.
What did I say, Shu'aib? What did I say, Shu'aib? I said Shu'aib. I said let Shu'aib speak and let Shu'aib say. All I did, is voice my own opinion. Yeah, so Max, you can't force me to support Farmajo.
I just spoke.
You can't do that, man. I'm not going to support that guy, man.
Support, guy. Listen, you can support.
You can support whatever you want to support. Did I say to you you can't support?
That's not the point I'm trying to make.
I have one guy here saying why is so anti-Farmajo. That's my democratic right, bro, man. That's my freedom.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Debate that. Your debate is different.
Bro. شخصي, شخصي نعيب يا لسميني. Okay, you can point out what he's doing wrong, like شخصي نعيب يا.
I would never support someone from Farmajo, bro. Say whatever you want. Call me a tribalist, bro, man. Call me a racist, whatever. I ain't gonna support him because the guy's a failure, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, the reason why
what is your political objective other than Farmajo?
Listen, the reason why I'm saying I have a positive opinion of Farmajo is because when the European Union came to Somalia, they sent delegates to Somalia, and they were like to the Somali government, you cannot make an army more than 20,000 because
18,000 actually.
Other tribes within Somalia will not feel comfortable one person having so much power. Do you know what I mean? Other tribes
are well past 18,000 now. They're around 35,000. It wasn't because of the tribes. That was the British. Listen, when the British were interfering in Somalia, when Hassan Sheikh was in power, They were disrupting the whole Somali National Army. They were teaching them anti-terrorist operations and drug smuggling operations. They weren't teaching them how to fight another conventional army or how to defend the country. They weren't teaching them none of that. Okay, second of all, they had offices. How can the British have office in the National Security Intelligence Agency's office? Bro, they kicked all of them out. They used to
Thank you so much. There's someone smart in this panel. There's someone that knows stuff in this panel. Thank you so much,
listen,
bro.
time out. They actually
so
no.
happy
Listen,
to say
I'm telling you why the British are mad. Again, they had some people that were working in the Madatoya that were British. That's wrong. That's not right. That's unprotocol. So they all got kicked out. Matt Bryden, who's a mercenary who makes money off of inciting conflicts in East Africa, who's located in Kenya. Him and his Sahan research. They're not no research. They're Kenyan intelligence. They were trying to cause mayhem and destruction in Somalia. And now that you see what they're doing in Ethiopia, they're kicked out of Ethiopia, but all they do is spread propaganda.
Ahmed, can I ask you a question, bro?
One more time. Listen, you either like Farmajo or not. His political power, Somalia's political clout has never been at a level that it's at now. His political clout is that the national security, the security, what are they called? What is that called? What are they called? The people, the Security Council. Yeah, the Security Council could not even say one thing bad about him. They couldn't say, hey, Farmajo, what he did is wrong, or what Roble did is wrong. They spoke very timidly. The international community, who used to speak very brashly, used to disrespect Somalia in every way, are speaking very timid. Oh, there needs to be an elections. They need to talk to each other.
Ahmed, can I ask you a question, bro?
Thanks to
Ahmed, can I ask you a question?
That's something good that he did.
Ahmed, can I ask you a question? Ahmed, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Wait. I want to ask Ahmed a question, yeah?
Ahmed,
you mashallah, you come out as someone who cares about Somali and the more Somali national security.
I do.
Let me ask you, okay, I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think about Farmajo's relationship to Ethiopia when he signed away 5 ports? And when he... Wait, can I finish, Ahmed? Let me ask you a question. What do you think about Farmajo's relationship to... Someone switch off your microphone. I can hear someone's microphone. Yeah. So, Shuaib, switch off your microphone.
That's not me.
I think it's you, bro, man.
Okay, I'll switch off.
Mute it.
No, just go mute.
Okay, so Ahmed, I respect you, bro, because you sound very mashallah intelligent, and you're talking about Somali national issues. So, what do you think about when Farmajo went to Ethiopia and signed 5 Somali ports? Then a while back, he signed with them a trade deal, and the trade deal was cart for Somali fish. So just answer that for me. I just want to understand.
I will answer that to you. Again, I didn't see any port that was given to Ethiopia. There was no port given to Ethiopia. It was a trade agreement that Ethiopia, they're a landlocked country of 115 million. Somalia is a country of 18 million with the longest coastline in Africa. It was mutual understanding that they can, Allah because our ports, we can tax them, we can make money off of that. That's one right there. And 2, you said he sold qat for fish. Listen, the qat used to come to Hamad for cash. We used to pay cash money for qat. So if you're trading fish for qat, it's actually a trade agreement. Again, I do not agree with qat entering Somalia from anywhere. I don't agree with that. I think it should be outlawed.
You can't stop that. You can't stop it. There's too many addicts.
But I don't care, bro. I think it should be outlawed. I don't care if there's too many addicts or not.
Wait, Ahmed, Shuaib, 1 second.
It should be outlawed, in my opinion.
Ahmed, 1 second. Ahmed, you're telling me. Shuaib, 1 second, yeah. Ahmed, you're telling me that the trade deal Farmajo had with Ethiopia, Abiy, for fish was a good thing.
Listen, it's better than nothing.
Okay.
Again, my opinion is I don't agree with qat because the cash that we spend on qat, now we can use that cash to buy something else. Do you get what I mean?
We have unlimited fish, bro.
He can trade. Wait, he can trade with other countries for our fish for money or something else. Well, but he went to a third world country, Ethiopia, that's landlocked, that's Gajo, and he's taking their drugs from them and giving it to our people, and they're getting protein, high quality protein.
Okay,
we get drugs.
Bro, time out.
Listen.
Come in
you
for
can't
cash money.
Somalia can't do business with those other countries because they don't even have the facilities. Right now, what we're doing to Ethiopia is literally catching the fish, storing them, and sending them straight away, shipping them next day. So it's delivered straight away. We don't need to put them in the fridge.
I will never ever accept the idea that Somali fish that we can sell to other countries is a good idea to get Ethiopia caught. Never.
I told Chaos,
That
do
sounds
you know?
disgusting.
Bro, but listen, there's no other
Chaos,
countries. There's no other business. If other countries were available, they would have done the deals.
Sell
Do you know
it
what I mean?
to other countries, bro, man.
Chaos, can I ask you this question? Do you know Ethiopia's foreign policy towards Somalia was before Abiy Ahmed came to power?
Terroristic. That's what I would say. They were terrorizing Somalia.
Did you guys hear what?
The foreign policy was preventing Somali government from forming.
Did you guys hear
Abiy
what
Ahmed
Abiy
did a
said?
great job.
What Ethiopia was doing to
Wait,
us,
no. Did you
I
guys hear what
support-
Abiy said on national TV in Ethiopia? He
Bro,
said,
what he said and what he's doing,
Somalia,
bro.
Ethiopia is going to be one country.
Why
and they're going to take our coast.
Argument with something else.
Bro, listen,
I'm telling you the facts, man. I'm trying to.
bro.
We know
Ahmed, wait. Max, you're emotional.
You guys can talk one at a time.
We know what they were doing to us.
Let me talk to Ahmed. Max,
We know
you're emotional, man.
One at a time.
We know what the General Gabriel was doing to our government officials. We know how they used to come and slap us.
Bro.
We know what. We know.
Abiy on national TV. Abiy on national TV said that Somalia, Ethiopia is going to be one country, and they're going to take our. They're going to take our coast. That's what he said on national TV.
Illogical, bro. I can say.
He told his people, bro.
I can get on TV and say, listen. I can get on TV and say.
Hear yourself sometimes, Chaos, when you say this.
Listen, time out, guys. Anybody can say anything, but I can get on TV and say, I'm the president of Ethiopia. I'm the prime minister of Ethiopia. That's illogical. Somalia is a national country that's sovereign, that has a flag, and is a member of the is a member of the United Nations. Ethiopia.
Did you not hear Abiy say that, Ahmed? Did you hear it though? I want to confirm it.
I responded to. I could say I'm the prime minister of Ethiopia. So that's it.
No, but did you not watch the video? Did you not watch the video? Abiy saying
what video?
So what if he said it, bro? So what?
One time.
So what if he said it? It doesn't matter. So what if he said it?
Let me respond one time. Okay, listen. Ethiopia.
Why are you adding so much? Why are you giving that so much importance?
Yeah, it's not important, bro. It's not important. Okay, well, correct.
It's not important. It doesn't matter.
I want to talk about one thing, bro. These people who are pushing these mu'arad who are pushing anti-Ethiopia were the same guys who was getting slapped by Gabriel, who was living in the middle of Somalia.
Bro. Wait. Let me tell you something. Ahmed,
a small point, bro. Very small point. I'm gone. Ethiopia's foreign policy towards Somalia was terroristic before Abiy Ahmed came. It was pure terroristic. They used to support terrorists. They used to drop weapons off for Al-Shabaab. They used to support different warlords. They used to call different warlords to Addis Ababa.
Thank you. Sorry, what's your name? Hey, the guy who's talking now.
Name one warlord that Abiy Ahmed has brung to Addis Ababa and
Who's
had a
talking
big
now?
red carpet for. There hasn't been. He hasn't done that.
Farmajo, bro. Farmajo. He's become the biggest warlord. He didn't even need the other warlords because Farmajo has given himself to Ethiopia. Well, he's giving the whole country to Ethiopia, man. He's signing deals without even Parliament knowing about it.
Give you a rest, my
bro.
Foreign policy has changed, bro. Before the foreign policy was to divide Somalia, to make this fake federalism. It was a TPLF. The same thing they did to Ethiopia. That's why Ethiopians are fighting each other now. Ethnic federalism, pen one against each other because they're a minority group ruling a 115 million country. So what they did was divide and rule.
You tried to paint yourself as a nationalist. Ahmed, wait. Ahmed, you tried to paint yourself as a nationalist, and you just ignore what Abiy Ahmed said on national TV, saying,
bro, listen, I'm not scared of him. I don't think he could capture. I don't think any country can subjugate Somalia and capture it and occupy it. Ethiopia. I don't think any country. I don't think
it's not important what he said.
I don't think they can capture Somalia.
What happened to Region 5? What happened to Region 5? They got land the size of Somalia, bro. You have to be careful. Ethiopia is a big country, man.
Listen, Ethiopia cannot occupy Somalia. I'll tell you
that.
They can,
and they did it before. They invaded. They can do it again.
All right, let's see, man.
Listen.
Ethiopia is not our friend, bro.
Something about history. You need to know something about history, yeah? You need to know
our
history.
Enemy now is Kenya. Literally, our enemy now that interferes all the time with our political issues here is Kenya. Kenya is the one that Mahkamad Baddas La'ani. Kenya is the one that was interfering into our borders. Kenya is the one that tried to make Jubal and a buffers. Kenya is the one that's constantly bombarding Gedo. Like for 6 months, there was airstrike on Meghalaya Gedo. Come on, man. We know
Kenya, listen, bro. Kenya hasn't changed their foreign policy. They're doing the same thing as TP11
same thing.
Somalia.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Kenya
needs to wake up. Farah Ma'anan, the Kenyan politician, he always been telling his country, like, wake up. That's what they abducted. They abducted. What's that guy named? Abdul Wahab Abdul Samit, the Somali Kenyan scholar. He's telling, bro, stop interfering in Somalia. Somalia is a sovereign country. He
even said it's treason. Like he said, if that was to happen in Kenya or any other foreign government, Like this, what these Somali politicians are doing.
But again,
is classified as treason.
Listen,
Kenya
yeah.
has been
You
defeated.
guys
Though.
need to
Kenya
stop
has been
saying
defeated.
stop
So I
interfering in
don't want to
Somalia.
waste time on them. They've been
You need to
defeated.
say stop interfering in Somalia because you're begging people to stop interfering. You don't beg people to stop interfering. You do it with actions. You do it by building your own military. Once you have a military, no one interferes.
Bro,
Once you have a military,
Kenya
but
is
when you don't have a
illegally in
military,
Somalia, bro.
anyone
They're
can
illegal.
come in because there's no
Ahmed,
consequences.
you know what?
Yeah,
I'll suss you out, bro.
that's what
There's
Wait,
no
one second,
consequences for interfering in
Maxi, one
Somalia.
second. Ahmed,
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Ahmed,
Go ahead. Ask me the question.
I read you, bro, man.
Go ahead.
Ahmed, Maxi,
One
one
guy at
second.
a time, one person at a time. I can't hear
Go ahead.
you.
We got a judicial
Maxi,
system.
one second,
We're all
Go
gonna
ahead.
put
Ask the
those
question.
people into account.
Ask the question.
Ahmed, I read you, bro. I sussed you out, man. Because like you're here trying to be Wadani and all that stuff,
Bro,
and
what are
now
you
you're
talking
trying to, bro, you're trying to belittle Ethiopia, man. Abiy Ahmed said on
I'm
national
belittling
TV.
Ethiopia because I don't believe that they
There
can
you go,
capture me. I don't
man.
have-
You're
listen,
not a nationalist.
listen,
You got
I don't have
other interests, bro, man. You got other
one
interests,
time, bro. I want to
Just in your
respond,
head.
bro. Ethiopia. Listen, either Ethiopia, Kenya, whatever, Djibouti. I don't think they can capture me.
Guys, you're
because-
doing what
See,
you're
listen,
doing
I
what
don't have
chaos
inferiority
wants.
complex, man. I don't feel like I'm inferior. to
Ahmed,
Ethiopia.
yes,
I
Ahmed,
feel
my
like
friend
I am
Ahmed's there.
superior, bro. I don't feel like I'm inferior.
Kenyans are
Guys, you're
enemies.
doing what
you're
you're doing what
inferior. You feel
chaos
like Ethiopia
wants.
can capture you. I don't think they can capture me. So we're not the same. Just because you have inferiority complex, you think Ethiopia has got
clinical shanad. Wait, let me tell you. Ethiopia
Guys, if I can
Ethiopia is
jump in,
occupying Somali land, bro, man. They're not
if I can just quickly jump in, guys.
Let me tell
Be
you
quiet
something.
for a while. If I can just quickly jump in.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, yeah.
Okay,
you
go
know
ahead.
that Ogaden that Ethiopia has right now. Ogaden that Ethiopia has right now. That's part of Ethiopia. When Somalia gets a central government, yeah, and everyone basically a central government that's strong. Everyone, those Somalis that live in Ogaden, they're going to trade with the Somalis that live in Somalia. We're going to have economic relations. We're going to marry each other because we speak the same language, same culture. We're the same people. So we're always going to trade. We're always going to do business with each other. As we do business and trade and marry and everything, we're going to become closer and closer and closer. We'll never separate. And as that happens, it's automatic that Ogaden is part of Somalia. Because the people, same way that Siad Barre went to war, once the people in Somalia are strong enough, they'll go to war again. And the process will keep happening again and again and again.
Thanks to Ahmed Mohammed, I think we're going to be part of Ethiopia soon.
No Somali.
We will not be part of Ethiopia.
Yes, that's how you're going, bro.
No Somali will be subjugated.
I'm not scared of Ethiopia, bro. I think that Somalis are strong enough to defend themselves. They've been defending their lands for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
We're not strong.
Hundreds and hundreds of years.
100 million, bro.
Go learn your history, bro. We occupied Ethiopia before. We occupied the mountainous region. Aksum, Adigrat, Adwa. Somalis occupied.
Sorry. The guy that said Ethiopia is 100 million. Sorry, that does not matter in war. War does not. That does not. Like in World War II, was the country Czech.
It's called
there were 1 million people.
Austro-Hungarian Makoda, World War One.
No, not the Austro-Hungarians. The Czechs. There were 1 million people as a whole. All of them. It's like Somalis being 1 million. That 1 million people as a whole destroyed the Soviet army, destroyed the German army because they were united and they were ready to fight and willing to die
for their land.
What I'm trying to, and Finland as well defeated the Soviets as well. Small army defeated Soviets that was 7 times larger. 7 times larger.
Shaib, can I say something? Ahmed, I never thought.
Decided by 1 million and
go ahead,
Ahmed, I never thought in my life that I would see a so-called Somali nationalist.
Bro, I'm not scared of Ethiopia.
Defending Ethiopia.
I'm not
just because of Farmajo.
Just because I'm saying I'm not
belittling Ethiopia. So أنا وأنا سلامة أنا وصلت غاية نكان فرماتشو وإحنا ما هايو فشل واي وأقول سني معارض إنتان هاي. PM Roble. You guys support PM Roble, man.
Let's start fighting.
Ahmed, wallahi, you don't sound like a real nationalist, man. You got some.
Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Just because I said I'm not afraid of Ethiopia, I'm not afraid of Kenya.
No, because you're only saying that because Farmajo is pro-Ethiopia, man. I pointed out the fish for parts.
There's no even such thing as Ethiopia. The Ethiopian army has been destabilized by the Tigray fight.
Okay, Matt Salam. Like in the future, when there's a new president, in the future, when there's a new president, and we're close to Ethiopia, don't call us out.
It's very beneficial for Somalia. There's nothing better. There is nothing better.
No more dictatorship. No Quran, nothing.
The fish faqad, there's nothing better at the moment. There's no better deal. There's not Malaysia there. There's no China. There's no India. There's no Pakistan. Well, Ethiopia wants our fish, and we can sell the fish to them, and they can give us card because we
Bro, it's the 21st century, bro. Nobody occupies each other, bro. Like, if the people would occupy each other, America could occupy all of his neighbors. Come on, man. What kind of... It's 21st century. It's hard to occupy a whole country that's 637,000 square kilometers. That people who are armed.
The guy who's talking now, Ahmed, listen, yeah. Like I can't really debate six-day stuff, like, because when someone doesn't know history and how people, like, that's not possible. Look at Afghanistan now. America's been there for 20 years.
Impossible, bro. Somalis are
They've
armed,
been there
bro.
for
They're not
20
gonna
years.
just lay their hands and rest and say, "Come take us over," and come.
Guys,
come.
if I can just
look at Yemen. Look at Yemen. Saudis have been in Yemen for how many years
Sorry,
now?
guys,
They
if
still
I
have
can
a
quickly just jump in.
control of the country.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, if I can just quickly jump in, right? The whole debate was killed off by KS, and I had this debate when the whole saga with Ikram Tahrir started, the whole drama, and he was ignorant on that day too. And the reason I say ignorant was because, or anything that I say to him, he responds by what about Farmajo, and so what he does is he whether you support the guy or not, you may not even have ever heard of him. You might be a Chinese guy who just isn't interested in Somali politics, but maybe just wants to listen. All he does is says, "What about Farmajo? What about Farmajo? Farmajo, just what about?" And he makes him an entity of his own, and he makes anybody who worked with the guy for the last 4 years, Khaire and Roble, and the cabinets and the parliament who signed off things as if they're not relevant. And anybody who has a view similar to Farmajo, like the guys at the Mamluk government, he says they're traitors. And anybody who's against him, he says he's a hero. Roble to him is a hero right now because he's anti-Farmajo. And if just a second. And if Roble was pro-Farmajo,
you're killing him, man. You're killing him.
He would say that he's not a hero. He would say he's a traitor. He would say Roble is a traitor and he's betrayed his tribe.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Literally.
And the last bit.
Doesn't
the
make any
whole
sense.
debate tonight was supposed to be about the constitutional crisis and the issue, the rift between Roble and Farmajo, and he said zero intellectual points about how to resolve it, what
Ahmed,
caused it.
That's your fault. That's your fault.
And
You
what
guys
the
should have pointed
fundamentals
that
are.
out. You guys should have pointed that out.
I tried to point it out, but he never does it because he's ignorant. He says, "What about Farmajo? What about Farmajo?" And he always mentions the same points again, like the Mu'arad does.
He was making the same points. He was
fish
like,
for God, the ports, and what was that guy who was handed over to Ethiopia? What was his name?
The fish for God. Wait, can I say something?
Fish for God.
Can I say something? You know when he said the fish for God, yeah? That deal, before the fish for God, it was cash for God. And obviously...
I did say that, though.
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm trying to say is that transition from cash for God to fish for God is very beneficial for Somalia. Can we agree with that? Yes or no?
Yes, it's better than giving cash, man. Much better.
It's better than giving cash.
I'm not a supporter of Qad. I'm anti-Qad.
That has to buy everything else.
Yeah, yes, I'm anti-Qad, but it's much better for trade, man. You're trading, actually. You're not spending
cash, you can use it to buy everything else. Fish, you can't use it to buy everything.
Yes.
Fish can only, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a good deal. It's not
a good deal.
Again, I don't support Qad, but again, it's better than giving cash. It's 100 times better.
Thank you.
But he doesn't understand that. He says, he says, just because we're giving fish to Ethiopia, but the Somali ayala qati. That's what he believes. You know,
that's bad nimo. That's ignorance. That's stupid nimo.
He's not by himself though. There's people like him, MBB, Morianta, Barah, That's how they well, illogical. Like I said earlier, there's no parliament, okay. There's no president, okay, but there's the prime minister, and he's the ruler of the country. What type of idiot, ideology is that?
But anyways, my point is, I was trying to tell him what. So you're saying that deal was bad, What type of other deal would you want? Do you think there's in Greece? Do you think the English are trying to buy fish? Do you think the US is trying to buy the fish? Like, what other deal do you want? Because that's the only deal at the table right now. Because Somalia doesn't have lots of boats. It's not like it could catch 1 million fish. It's only sending a small amount of fish that it has the capacity to produce at the moment to Ethiopia. Yes. Once it can produce higher volume of fish, it can sell it to international market.
You can sell it to everybody, bro, because that's one of our resources.
But that's basic common knowledge. That's basic common knowledge.
Yeah, but brother, I think you're speaking, So you're speaking some fact, you're speaking knowledgeably, but the people you're speaking to are not hearing that. They're deaf. They're
I didn't
deaf.
even try it. Wallahi,
They're very
I
deaf.
gave up.
They're
Wallahi,
dumb.
I
They're
gave up.
blind. So كلية وحيار كان فرماجو that's not the interest of the country, bro. فرماجو هو شخصي. كوا سوغاد ماشي وكور يعني دلكم حد دنوا. What is the national interest? What is your political objective other than Farmajo? Do you have a political objective? Firi, him and Hassan Sheikh was committed. They don't have any political objective. All they do is get in the media and talk about Farmajo. Hassan Sheikh, you're saying you're a candidate. Tell us what you're going to do different. Tell us what you're going to bring to the country. Tell us what institutions you're going to build. Tell us how you're not going to take the soldiers' money again.
Sorry,
Tell
Ahmed, but I actually think Hassan Sheikh was more beneficial, you know, than Farmajo. To be honest with you, I think.
Which of those two presidents signed off that land to Kenya? That Badr, which of those two presidents?
It was Abdurrahman Shakur and Sheikh Sharif was president, but Sheikh Sharif was not aware. It was an underground deal, bro. Listen, Somalia.
I've heard that Sheikh Sharif was aware.
It wasn't.
I've heard that Sheikh Sharif was aware.
It was not Hassan Sheikh. Hassan Sheikh actually took it to court. It wasn't Hassan Sheikh. I think Hassan Sheikh was pretty decent, to be honest with you, especially for my region. And so, you know,
no. You guys don't gloss over this fact here. I'm saying which president was in power when that deal was signed.
Sheikh Sharif was in power. Sheikh Sharif.
Right?
Sheikh Sharif, it wasn't Hassan Sheikh.
It was Sheikh Sharif. It was the transitional.
It was the black one. It was the dark skin one. The dark skin president.
Yeah, the guy with the long hat. That's called Sheikh Sharif Sheikh Ahmed. That's his name. The guy. He used to be part of the terrorist.
That guy was aware of the deal.
He used to be part of some terrorist group that is disbanded now.
Ahmed, listen to me. That guy was aware of the deal.
Bro, listen. I heard. Bro, listen. This guy, he wasn't aware of anything. Listen. One day he spoke to the BBC. Listen, I want to one thing.
Before you say anything, yeah, I just want to ask you a couple of questions, and then you could say you could carry on talking for the rest. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You said he wasn't aware of it. Does the country not have intelligence?
It doesn't. There was no intelligence.
Please don't interrupt me, please. Does the country not have intelligence? The Kenyans they were trying to push this bill for a while. It's not like they just suddenly thought about it yesterday and came to Somalia.
Yeah.
They were trying to push it for a while. They'll be trying to influence the people in that region for a while. They'll be sending humanitarian aid for a while. They'll be sending their military for a while in that area. Like their military had control in that area.
No,
they fight Al-Shabaab, but they had control.
Listen.
Everything. Listen to me. Anyone who's in politics can see that Kenya is doing more than its mission requires. Its mission requires to fight terrorism. Its mission does not require.
They're not fighting terrorism, bro. They're here to occupy Somaliland. That's what they're doing. They're not trying to.
No, its mission that's stated is to fight terrorism. But its mission.
Brother, I want to make one point. Yeah, I want to make one point, bro.
Are you telling me that president wasn't aware of all of
the country illegally, bro? Listen, I'm going to tell you who was the president. Listen, this is how Somalia was so messed up. Sheikh Sharif was the president, right? Listen, the BBC, they did an interview with Sheikh Sharif. The Kenyan army illegally invaded Somalia. They said Kenyans have entered Somalia. He went to BBC and said, I am not aware of that. I don't want foreign troops in Somalia. The Kenyans need to get out. He said that in the BBC. That's what he said. Kenya was not Amazon. They invaded Somalia. Who made that invasion possible? The Prime Minister Abdulwali Gas. He went on TV, national TV, and said, I invited the Kenyan troops. Why did he invite them? His political interest. He had some terrorist guy named Ahmed Madoua. He brought him to power so they can form some kind of coalition, I don't know, against the central government in Mogadishu. So that actually worked out for their favor. So Abdulwali Gas actually said on national television, I'm the one who requested the Kenyan troops to invade Somalia. Sheikh Sharif said the Kenyan troops should not invade Somalia, but his political knowledge was very little. He really didn't speak any other language than Arabic and Somali. He was part of a band group called that now turned into Al-Shabaab. So he really didn't have a lot of international support. He didn't know international relations that well. He didn't understand politics. So that's why he was hindered. I don't think his political capacity was up to that level where he could defend himself from a foreign invasion, legally or by force.
Listen to me. He could never do that because America had control of the country. Remember when Ethiopian troops came in 2007 and they destroyed the Islamic Council that was formed and it was independent. Do you know what I mean? That independent Islamic Council. America told Ethiopia to send its troops. Its troops came in, they destroyed the council.
The reason why they destroyed this Islamic Council is because the Islamic Council has some terrorists in their group, bro. Like Indad is not religious.
Oh, okay. Now you need to listen to me. Now you need to listen
Islamic
to
Courts
me.
Union
I've
Fidi.
been listening to you for a while.
Listen, Indad
Now
is saying
you need
this.
to
Look,
listen to me.
Addis Ababa kuso tukunena. He was invading. He was inviting the terrorist TPLF Ethiopian army to invade Somalia, bro. Bro. They should have just stuck to Somalia, like what the Taliban are doing now.
Listen,
The
there
Taliban are
was
saying
two
we're not.
forces fighting. Listen. There was two forces fighting in 2007. The force that lost, invited the America. That they helped the Ethiopian troops. But what I'm trying to tell you is that Americans provided the diplomatic cover for Ethiopia to invade Somalia. They helped
Diplomatic
them.
and military support. They gave all that to them.
Yes, they
And
did
the
all that
Somali government at that
because
time,
they've
the
been
weak
supporting
Somali government
TPF. They've
invited
been
them.
supporting TPS for the last 30 years. They've been funding TPF. All the aid that comes into Ethiopia goes straight to TPF. They've been funding, training their armies, everything.
Yeah, that's facts. They've been funding TPLF.
Yeah.
They invaded Somalia forcefully. They used to use Ethiopia as a weapon to subjugate the Horn of Africa,
in
subjugate
Rwanda,
Ethiopia,
in
subjugate
Sudan, in South
Eritrea,
Sudan, in
subjugate
South
South Sudan. They played a vital role in dividing Sudan and splitting it up. They invaded Eritrea by force. They invaded Somalia. I get all of that, bro. It was all bad.
We agree. We agree. Now, listen, this is the point where we disagree here. When the Somali Council was formed in 2007, America they didn't want that happening. It's the same reason they don't want Bashar al-Assad in Syria. It's the same reason that they deposed the presidents. It's the same reason where there's a coup in Guinea today, in Chad, in Mali. Those 3 African countries' leaders have been removed by a coup.
Yes, bro. Brother. Like in Islamic Court Union, why do they have Indad in their ranks, bro? Indad does not know nothing. He's religious, knowledgeable is not that much. وعوان كو Indad do كلام مش كو جرو ده أريا أدي سوا كسو تكها يا مكيل جارم مقعيسي. That's he's inviting Ethiopia, come invade Somalia. He's giving them a fake pretext for them to invade. Fake pretext.
Listen, yeah. Forget him. It's not important. The pretext is not important. The importance is, they literally the Americans allowed the army to come in.
That's facts. That's all facts. They supported them, intelligence, everything.
They supported them, everything, and then they supported the government that was formed after. They created that government.
Yeah, the Abdullah Yusuf government. Yeah, I know.
Yes, that's their government. And they can literally remove them whenever they want.
Bro, listen, but the Islamic Court Union, bro, they're
you
not.
You know what they call that? That is called a puppet government.
Yeah, I know they did install a puppet government, but listen, bro, the Islamic Court Union, they didn't have a big qadiyat, bro. You see what happened to Taliban? They were in power, they got deposed, they never gave up arms, they never joined the government, they fought. Eventually, they got to their goal. But the Islamic Court Union, the head of those was Sheikh Sharif. He joined the government after he was deposed. He didn't fight. And you can see انه حلدون وسنهين قضية دون أما الدين دون.
Today, let me tell you what's happening today. Today, basically, the reason why Farmajo this happening to Farmajo, is because they want to depose him because he done an agreement with Eritrea and Ethiopia so that the whole of Africa can be peace and stable, and they can trade without the involvement of America.
It's just not America, bro. It's the whole West, especially the UK. They're very mad because we kicked out Nicholas Tyson.
Because they're the power. They're the number one.
Yeah, but they're not really causing, bro. Somalia حروب بدن كلهم هايان, bro. They حروب كلهم هايان right now.
They control our fucking banks. They control our banks, our money. They control our economy.
I know they control the money, but they never cut off the funds. They never said Farmajo habbuho, Farmajo ha'ar. They're not really advocating for that. The people who's advocating for that is Boris Johnson, the UK government.
Within a couple months, bro. Three presidents in Africa got deposed within a couple of months, bro. Look what's happened to Abiy Ahmed now.
Abiy Ahmed, yes, they want to depose Abiy Ahmed 100%. They want to depose Abiy Ahmed 150% because Abiy Ahmed is not a puppet. He does not want to work with the West. He wants to make the Horn of Africa peaceful.
That's what I'm telling you now. And Farmajo, instead of going against Abiy Ahmed, like America wants, he signed an agreement with them. Eritrea as well, which is sanctioned by America because Eritrea has been under sanction for a long time by America.
They're about the same shit as Ethiopia right now. So, yeah, I don't agree with that politics of they want to bring TPLF as a proxy force. They were a force that worked for the West.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Farmajo is totally against America. They really want him gone just because
they can't get him gone like that. Going against them. Bro. They still haven't got him gone, bro. All these guys feeding, bro.
Talk about Roble also. Look at Roble.
Mate, Roble doesn't have bro. Wallah, Roble does not control nothing. He doesn't have anything. Not one soldier takes orders from Roble, bro. The Mu'arad, they don't have any power, bro. Somali way ka gudubtay xilligii maleeshiyaad afar xaba loogu booteen jiray, bro. Waxaas way ka gudubtay. I'm telling you right now. Cidna gacmaha ma haysato. Haddii rabaan dagaal sokeeye ridaan haridaan, bro. Cidna gacmaha ma haysato. I'm telling you.
No. They use that as a threat. They use that as a threat, though. Or that Farmajo wants us to go back to war.
So that, bro. I'm telling you, I'm really entrenched in Somali politics. Si fiican baan u garanaya. Waa la socdaa. Taako, tilaabo. Ciidamahan garanaya, awoodahan garanaya, taliyaashan garanaya. Mucaaradka waxay haystaan, ciidanka waxay haystaan baan garanaya. Laba ciidan isku dhigmaayeen ma ahan. Mucaaradka, they don't even have ciidan, bro. Kuwii badbaadin qaran isku yeeray. Qorihii gateen, bro. Gaajaad dishay, bro. They were soldiers that were not even really soldiers. They were fake ghost soldiers that were not even a part of this government who used to get fake bill balo diri jiri. Bill kina waa laga goostay. Qorihii iibsadeen, bro. Way kala carareen. Gaajaad dishay. Qorigii 600 way ku iibsadeen. Marka there's no threat that under the Somali government, bro. These guys, they just talk. They really cannot do anything. Roble can't do anything. The Mu'arad can't do anything. The government, the Somalia needs elections. That's it, bro. They don't need Roble orchestrated a coup that was funded by the UK, Djibouti, Masr, and this other country called Kenya, but it failed.
Thank you so much. Hey, why didn't you say that earlier?
I did say that, bro, in the very beginning. I don't think you were there. I said that in the very beginning, bro. The first thing I gave was that. I talked about the coup. I talked about the Ikran Tahlil being a political. I talked about her mom saying, speaking political language, like, bro, don't tell. Why does she care about this is politics. She's reading it from a paper.
Oh my days. Hey, what's your name, bro?
Ahmed Mohammed, bro.
Ahmed Mohammed. We 100% agree on that. Bro, it's so hard to find someone like that thinks like this, bro.
Bro, that guy, I was the first guy who debated with him. I made him look silly.
Yeah?
I was the first person to debate with that guy. I made him look silly, bro, because I did not get mad not one time. The other guy, Ahmed guy, was, they both were getting mad. I'm not getting mad. I'm just speaking my facts.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, they don't know that they don't know about the foreign involvement. They don't know how powerful.
Bro, Firi, abo hal waxa Soomaalida dhimaysa waa inferiority complex, bro. Ninkan yu yahay reehbil aan iska dhicino. Waxaas kala ku jira, bro. Ma ahan ayaka, they're not thinking with their head. They're thinking with their chest, bro. You feel me? Inferiority complex. Ninkan yu yahay waa qabiil kale. Aan la dagaalamo. Nin qabiilkayga madaxweyne ha noqdo. That's all they want. They don't care about foreign involvement. They don't care about being a puppet. They don't care about any of that.
No. There's some leaders that do care. See, I've got it.
No, I'm talking about these Mu'arads right now and the people who speak for them that we're debating with the whole day.
Because they're not Aqaliyan. They're not.
But they don't read. Bro, listen, they don't read or write any other language than Somali, bro. Most of the MBB or the Morianta Brah Bushada and Mu'arad
they don't got geopolitics,
bro. Their brain is still in their village, bro. It's not expanded. It hasn't expanded. They don't have a worldly view. They don't have no worldly view.
Should I tell you a good professor that knows a lot about the whole of Africa? He's Somali as well.
Dr. Mohammed
Hassan. Professor Mohammed Hassan.
I think. Oh yeah, I know him. The guy who speaks on Horn of Africa TV.
Yeah.
I listen to him. He's very knowledgeable. He's a knowledgeable guy. Who's this person? If you say Ahmed Mohammed is the truth, Arya Addis Ababa Aya Kuso Tukaha. Yeah, he said that, bro. That's what I want him, bro. In Dalkala saw invade Girayu, bro. He's a fuck.
What did he say?
Yeah, I was speaking about Inda when he was, inviting the Ethiopians to invade Somalia, bro. When he said Addis Ababa Kuso Tukaha. And that's some retardation, bro. He was working for the Ethiopians. Bro, Abiy Ahmed exposed the Ethiopian agents in Somalia when he released the classified document stating all the Ethiopian people. Some Sambalusha works for Ethiopia. Sirdon, bro. Ethiopia had 10,000 Sirdon in Somalia, 10,000 intelligence, 10,000 informants in Somalia, in the government and outside the government. Kuwa Gil Ra'aya, Kuwa Ari Ra'aya, 10,000 informants, bro. Imagine.
Yeah, they do that in Sudan as well.
Yeah, but now it's over, bro. Abiy Ahmed is, Sudan has become a proxy.
That was because that was funded by America. Like they used to fund the security service.
Yeah, but again, at the same time too, you can't deny the fact those TPLF guys were some shrewd operators, even though they were criminals, but they knew what they were doing. You feel me?
Yeah, what do you mean, bro? They were trained. Listen, they were trained by America. American diplomats were working for them. The government reports every little instructions used to come from the embassy. What their policies, the TPF come from the
TPLF
embassy.
are puppets.
So
Anyways, they want to
TPLF, they're
bring them
not
back in
educated
power now,
people.
bro. But they need to be crushed, bro. They need to be crushed. And I got one news. There's going to be a new Ethiopian Eritrean cooperation and new offensive in the month of October when the rainy season is over. Hopefully, they can spray this TPLF militia. They can beat them into submission. Hopefully, because they're a terrorist group, in my opinion. TPLF is a terrorist group. Sorry.
Yeah, I repeat that. I didn't hear that because it was breaking up.
I said in the month of October, there's going to be a new Ethiopian Eritrean. Eritrean offensive against the TPLF. I said hopefully they can beat them into submission because I believe the TPLF is a terrorist group because all they do is terrorize people. They terrorized the Horn of Africa for 28 years, killed millions of people, raped people. You know what they did in the Somali region? You don't even have to speak about it. All the atrocities they committed. What they did in Somalia, the atrocities they committed in the other regions. They're a terrorist group, in my opinion. TPLF is the definition of terrorist.
Do you think the Somali Ogaden region is gonna go fight in the TPLF?
And they're already fighting in the TPLF. They already sent troops there.
But they didn't send a lot, bro. They only sent like
Yeah,
small
they only.
amounts.
It was basically ceremonial. But I don't think they need those troops though because Ethiopia doesn't need manpower, bro. They need intelligence. What they need is coordination. They need experienced, well
No,
trained.
no. Sorry. TPLF, I put the women and the children as fighters.
Yeah, but TPLF is 6 million, bro. Ahmara region is 18 million. The Oromo region is about 50 million. Do you
No,
think they need manpower?
you're forgetting something. You're forgetting something.
What?
Even the Amhara region, yeah, they're not. TPLF has put all its people as fight, everyone as fight, men and women, and professors, teachers, everyone.
I know
So
they
they
did.
have like literally before the war, they had 250,000 militia men.
Now they got 500,000, maybe 600,000, somewhere around there.
Now, before the war, that's how much they had. Like, those 2 years when Abiy Ahmed took power, they started training militias.
I think they have now around 500,000, I think, soldiers.
Like from 2018, when Abiy Ahmed came to power, they started training militias, militias, a lot of militias. And then as soon as the war started, they had 250,000 troops. After the war, which now like they created mass propaganda saying there was genocide of Tigrayans. So they got
there was a lot of atrocities, but again, they're not innocent civilians. They were killing people too. They killed people too. They raped
people. But obviously, listen. If you want men and women to fight for you, you have to tell them that their people are being. There's a genocide going on. Your people are being killed. That's how you get women to fight. That's how you get men to fight. You tell the woman either you're going to get killed in the house or you're going to die at the battlefield. There's no way out.
This guy in the comments asks, Abdul Samad has been freed, bro. Yeah, he's been freed, bro. He's been freed by the Kenyan terrorists who abducted him from the middle of the town, bro. Because he exposed Roble in the UK and in Kenya for orchestrating a coup in Somalia. He exposed that. Roble is a very dangerous guy, but he has no power though. He's a very dangerous, unpowerful guy. He tried to commit a coup, bro. If I was the president, I would have sent him to the death sentence, bro. Because our religion even shows.
Farmajo can't do that. Farmajo can't do that. You know how
I know he can't do that. I know he can't do that, but I'm saying what I would have done, bro. I would have done a lot of things different, bro. I would have changed the Somali constitution. I would have changed the Somali law. I would even change the name of Somalia. I would change it to the Islamic Republic of Somalia. Jamhuriyat Islamic Somalia. There wouldn't be no parliament, bro. I would have changed it to.
I'll call it the Somali Emirate.
Yeah, I would change it to a shura, bro. We don't care about no damn parliament. The shura. In the shura, I would let the people from each district choose who's going to be their representative, so they can, get their rights and get whatever they need.
You would have local government, central government. That's the best way. Local government, central government.
Yeah, that's what I would have.
So the local government deals with everyone around. Central government protects all the local governments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the best one. Oh, what do you think about the Afar-Somali conflict?
The Afar-Somali conflict, it was orchestrated by Ethiopia and That's what is orchestrated by. Or the Afaras are, you know, what they send, bro. They have inferiority complex. The Isas were dominating them for hundreds of years. So now they feel like they have an opportunity to subjugate them, or you know, they have some power because they're fighting against the TPLF. They have some weapons and soldiers, and now they can finally get payback. That's all it is, bro. I'm telling the truth, bro.
Is that why they killed 100 people?
Yeah, that's what they killed them, bro. These people were being, bro. ISIS were dominating these people for over 100 years, bro. Over 100 years, they're being dominated, bro. Now they say finally we have a chance to kill them off. So now they're, you know, taking, you know, their revenge. They're doing revenge killings, bro, for being dominated for hundreds of years. So they have severe inferiority complex. And the ISIS them as well. They're not doing a good job because they're spreading like their propaganda on Facebook and on the media is like, you guys are our slaves. We used to own you. See, bro. So it's not good. Both sides
Well,
are.
they called them slaves and that. Why?
Yeah, because the Alfaras were marginalized by the ISIS. The ISIS used to take their land, flock their camels, you know, take their women captive. They were just dominating them, bro. Taking their land.
For how long?
All these lands have, you know, Anfar names. Garametu, Areitu, Andufu. All those are Anfar names, bro. But the
To
ISIS are
where?
for all the way in the Afar region, bro. So the Afar region, before the Afaras used to live near Somaliland border, bro, over 100 years ago, or like 150 years ago. But the ISIS pushed them to where they're at right now. They pushed them. It used to be called the Afar Triangle. It used to reach almost close to the Somali border, but the ISIS have kicked them out of Dirdaba, kicked them out of the city, pushed them far out over there, bro, near the Awash River.
So no. How's the fight going now? How's the fight going? Who's winning?
Nobody's winning. Really, it's a stalemate. Nobody's winning. It's not it's a stalemate. It's not significant. You know, it's just good for, you know, it's not a big clash.
Who's winning? Who's winning right now? Like, how's the fight going?
Nobody's winning, bro. Nobody's winning. Stalemate, bro. Stalemate on both sides.
Have they? Because I heard that they came into the towns that are under Somali control.
Bro, listen, those towns that were not under Somali control, bro. They're in the Afar region, and they're governed by the Afar region. But the Somalis were there, but there weren't no soldiers, so they're just civilians there. So they just entered the town full of civilians, and they committed a massacre. Because I told you, they're, you know, they deep down they have a lot of uqdat and a lot of hate towards the ISIS.
So it was their towns. It wasn't Somali towns.
No, the people who were living there was Somali, bro, 100%. But like 100 years ago, it was Anfar towns, bro. But they were pushed back by the Isa warriors. So now they have.
That's 100 years. Power. So that's what I'm trying to say. Nowadays, people view that as Somaliland because on the map it comes under Ogaden.
No, but in the map it says Anfar because the Abdi Ilay regime sold it to the Afar region, bro. And the region in the what you call it, in Google it says Afar region, but it's really the people who live there are Somali. The Abdi Ilay regime sold them to, like how they sold Babili, how they sold Dirdaba. He sold these people as well, bro. Bro, when I left, those guys are not smart people. They're very dumb too. They're very illiterate, bro. Because back when the TPLF were capturing power, they said, "Hey, make the capital Dirdaba for Somalis." They're like, no. Let's make it Gode. Like what? Gode is in the middle of the Somali region. It doesn't share a border with no other ethnic group. So they switched it over to Gode. Now Dirdaba is controlled by Oromos and Ahmaras. Somalis are minority there. After it was relocated from Gode to Jigjiga. After they lost power, you know, then they started the rebel group. But at first, they were part of the Ethiopian government. That's what people don't know.
Okay, so right now, Girdaba is controlled by Oromos.
There's a federal district. It's federal administered. Basically, they have like their own administration. Oroma control one, sometimes Somali. Then it's Ahmaras. They switch each other, bro. Like every 3 years, they switch, bro. Oromo, Somali. That's how they switch.
But the Somalis claim it as theirs, though.
It used to be theirs. Now they're a minority there. If they do counting, they're a minority there, bro.
Okay, so they don't really.
But there's no problem there because there's no fighting, bro. Like people there are peaceful, bro. Everybody's living. They're both a part of the administration. There's no subjugation there. The Oromos don't have.
Okay, but you know how Somali did.
What you say?
This is how I think Somalia will be united. Yeah, through economic cooperation.
Yeah, it could be like that too. But you know, if I was the leader, I would have been eliminated everybody that was against me, bro. If I was the power in Somalia, I would have orchestrated. You know,
no, you can't do that, man. You can't do that. It's
not everybody. I'm not saying like dictatorship, but I'm talking about these politicians. Not these ones. Not the ones in Hamar, because I don't even consider them a threat. But the ones who work for Kenya, who are in the regions, bro. I would have been like Ahmed Mado. He's illegal. Who chose him? I don't understand who chose him. I think he's illegal, bro. Very
Yeah, but
illegal.
listen, you're not. There's something you need to understand. Like
He never
these
held elections
politicians,
though. So
these politicians. Yeah, it doesn't matter if he doesn't hold elections, because he's protected by gunmen. He's
he's not
protected
protect.
by men.
He's not protected by gunmen. He's protected by Kenyan tanks, bro. The Kenyan tanks
Yeah,
roll out, bro. The whole
that's what I
even
mean by
like
gunmen.
the whole
That's what I
region
mean.
is controlled, bro, by other by terrorist group Al Shabaab. They control that whole. They're like that's where they're the most at. They infest that middle Juba,
In
lower Juba
Jubaland,
region. Yeah, they infest that region, bro. That's their actually
why do you
capital.
think? Why do you think it's that? Why do you think that?
Because Ahmed Mado he subjugated the people that live in that land. They feel like some outsiders have invaded them using Kenyan power. So a lot of the youth have joined the terrorist group. That's why, bro.
Bro, there's something you need to understand, bro. These that situation has been orchestrated. It's been created that way. That like Al Shabaab, they allow them to invest in that area so that they can have a reason. The Kenyans can have a reason for being there. They say
Yeah,
we're dealing
Kenyan,
with Al
their
Shabaab.
cooperation is there, bro. Kenyan and Ahmed Mado was a part of Al Shabaab, so he was a terrorist
Listen,
himself.
let
So
me tell you something. You know, if Al Shabaab disappears today, yeah, and no, there's no Al Shabaab.
I can make them disappear by
These
a gun,
countries,
bro.
listen, all these
By the
countries,
mouth of a gun, bro. You can kick them out. There's
listen,
no bro.
if
There's no plan to kick them out. But if there was an actual plan, bro, people could get rid of them easily,
listen,
bro.
listen, what I'm trying to say. If Al Shabaab disappears today, yeah,
Mm.
all these countries, UN, all these
They're leaving. They're
foreigners,
going back to their
no,
countries.
they're not going to leave. They're going to lose their excuse for being there.
No, their forces are going to leave. That's what I mean. Like they're illegal
No,
occupation
they're not
forces.
going to leave, bro. They're not going to leave. They
You
have
don't think
interest
their
there.
forces are never going to leave Somalia? They'll be there for the next 100 years. That's what you think,
Unless you have to kick them out, bro. They don't leave willingly.
bro?
Did
They're
they leave
going to leave,
Afghanistan
bro.
willingly? Did they
Bro,
leave Iraq willingly?
bro, Shady,
They
bro,
don't leave
Amazon,
willingly.
bro,
It never
listen,
happens. In history,
Amazon,
it never
bro,
happens. You kick
Amazon, bro,
out your
listen,
foreigners.
Amazon, they're going to leave. All they have to do is ورقات غير إلا غراء do right now the government is
No.
not ready though. They want to build their troops up to like 100,000. Then they're gonna say, hey, you guys gotta get out. If they say no, bro, how will they do it, bro? Bro, it's like me going to Kampala and trying to fight in the middle of Kampala. That's impossible. Amazon cannot fight one day without the Somali National Army's help. If the Somali National Army says we're not going to work with you, they're not going to be in Somalia, bro. Trust me.
It's not. But listen. It's not whether they're going to be in that. What I'm trying to tell you is, when Amazon is in the country, yeah, Somalia's sovereignty is questioned. It does not have a sovereignty.
Yeah, that's what I believe too. They need to leave. They're going to leave the country, man.
Do you get what I mean? A country without a sovereignty, no one takes it seriously. When you don't have a sovereignty, you don't have no power. You're not a country. You don't count as a country. Do you know what I mean? There's no central government power. Farmajo now, his priority is to build the army and then to kick out to destroying Al Shabaab is literally destroying American, Saudi, because all these foreigners, they're the Al Shabaab. Do you know what I mean? They're Al Shabaab.
Farmajo.